All right. Still here, my boy?
Yeah.
끝나고 나니까 진짜 해냈다라는 생각이 들어가지고 엄청 기뻤던 것 같아요. 바로 일어나서 제가 가운데 자리를 봤는데 아직도 마크 선수가 앉아 있더라고요. 그래서 저는 많은 감정을 느꼈구나라고 생각이 들었어요.
킥오프 우승은 거쳐가야 할 단계 중에 하나였고 저에겐 아직 가야 할 길이 많기 때문에 킥오프 우승했다고 끝나는 게 아니잖아요.
남들한테 지는 거는 싫어하기 때문에 절대 안 지고 이겨보겠습니다.
이번 스테이지 원도 제렉스가 가져가겠습니다.
저희 알파조에 우승팀들이 많이 이거 말이 좀 어려워요. 퍼시픽 챔피언들이 다 모여 있어. 저희 알파조에 퍼시픽 챔피언들이 다 모여 있잖아요. 오케이. 그 챔피언들끼리의 싸움을 눈여겨보시면은 그것도 재밌을 것 같아요.
저희가 킥오프 때 좀 많은 시련들이 있었지만 그래도 방콕은 갈 수 있지 않을까라는 생각은 하고 있었는데 결국 못 가게 돼서 좀 개인적으로는 충격이었던 것 같아요. 일단 제가 잘해줘야지 팀원들이 올라올 수 있다고 생각을 해서 제가 개인적으로 노력했습니다.
알파조에 뭐 쟁쟁한 팀들이 많아서 전부 다 경쟁 상대라고 생각하고 있고요.
일단 당연히 젠진 들어가고 그 다음 DRX, PRX 저는 그래도 개인적으로 DFM이 올라오지 않을까 생각합니다. PRX 이기는 거 보니까 잘하던데요.
ペパレックス戦に勝った後は、周りからもすごく褒められたんですけど、自分たちの納得いく結果ではなかったので、マスターズを目指してもっと上に行けたらなと思います。
グループアルファにはみんなが全部のチームがパシフィック優勝してるチームだと思います。だからこそ、戦うのがすごい楽しみです。
グループアルファの方が、多分6分の4が突破できると思うんですけど、その4に入るのが難しいかなと思ってるんですけど、最終的にどのチームにも勝たなきゃいけないっていうのは同じなので、グループアルファですけど突破できるように頑張りたいと思ってます。
About our group, I will say, it's the same thing with Omega. Have insane teams, have just good teams, have decent teams. So just like basically, we just need to came to the tournament, to the stage 1, and start immediately being stronger, being strong on the stage.
I think PRX is traditional powerhouse in Pacific. We let the other team take the trophies twice, but the third one is ours.
We're gonna do our best to qualify for a playoffs first and then qualify to Toronto.
As I've seen, there's a lot of good teams on our group. There's like Genji and Jack and so on. So I think for sure we're gonna make it into the playoffs, like top 4. For me, we're keeping an eye on almost every team, on our group. But I'm focusing more on the top teams because I know we're capable of defeating them.
Okay, so going into stage 1, since we have had more time to prepare, we'll be more confident and just trust in our practice. And with that, we'll take down the rest of the teams.
We play a match like in scrims. I think we're pretty confident that we're gonna at least make it to top 4 and also good. We will be a different Boom Esports than what you expect.
저희 첫 상대가 붐인데 그냥 이길게요.
Change roster this year. I have a big respect for the 3 players, but for other 2, I don't know who are they.
Our goal for a stage 1, destroying everyone.
It's okay what the rest of the team think because we also think that they are all the weakest in the group.
2025년은 DRX의 해가 될 겁니다.
しばらく日本チームがマスターズに行けてないので、マスターズに日本チームがいる景色を見せれたらなと思います。
Now it's time to reclaim the honor.
PRX, huh?
Destination Focus Me.
Oh! It did go
Woo,
crazy.
Here we go, VCT Pacific. Now we
Hey.
got DFM and Global Esports kicking off our very first day of
Nice.
stage 1.
What
We
the
got
world?
two teams who are showing massive improvements, definitely working and upgrading on those walkouts, and workouts. And we got two teams looking to prove what they're made of. DFM is looking fresh, very different looking than how they ended kickoff just 2 months ago.
Yeah, they're feeling good now.
Nice.
I mean, they surprised in kickoff. They had a great offseason. They couldn't convert it all the way. And now is their time to really show everybody what they're about. Can they live up to all this hype? You know, we know they beat PRX in kickoff, but is that going to be enough? Can you carry that through? That's the big question for today.
Global
And
Esports.
of course, the big question for Global Esports now with Patrick, who he's here. He's finally here on Korean soil, and he's really ready to join the rest of his squad here. And we saw a lot of promise from the squad already, Pilski. Is this the final piece to bring them to the top?
They started really strong in kickoff, and they need to do so again here. A game against DFM is a game that you must win when you're talking about a round-robin format. There can be no slow starts here, or it may necessitate you to upset one of the top teams in the group later on if you want to make the playoffs.
And we do have two IGLs on both sides who are, I have to say, they are the stars of their squads. They've done so much for their teams. How do you feel they're going to be matching up today? Because we got our coaches, Northern Lights and Juvenile, getting ready to go. These two teams had a lot of time to prep.
Yeah, I mean, it's very interesting how both of these teams call. I think GE will lean towards that more structured approach. DFM a little bit looser in how they play. Rewatching that game from kickoff, I felt like the calling from DFM was so on point, and that was a huge part of what got them that win. So I really want to see if they're able to continue that through to today, because if so, I think there's a world where they could look very dominant.
I think GE are going to show us another gear where they can see the lineup that they originally thought in the way that they planned it. They're not just going to have to rely on individuals making big plays, players like Papi clutching in those initial games, Yudatan popping off on the duelist. We're going to see what this lineup was put together for, and is that going to be good enough to beat a DFM who started off the year so strong?
Now, you guys didn't seem very inspired by the map draft, I have to say.
It's not inspiring. They're not playing any of the new maps.
But, I mean, maybe with Patrick Hu here, things
Starting
might
off
be
with
changing
Lotus.
up
Let's
a
go.
bit.
Yeah.
We've got a Yoru in this.
Yeah, the GE comp is very interesting. I think it's obviously Breach Tail style. Yoru is able to take that space really well. When they get to defense, expect a lot of trap plays off that side for utility. You have a lot of punish. Very different stylistically to what DFM are doing.
I mean, DFM, it's the stock standard. It's the old Gen G comp. You mix in the Vice with that. You've seen the popularity of changing up those walls on defense, of using the Arc Loaders to be able to aggress or get info. So I think for DFM, it's a bit more of a standardized comp from them.
Now, we didn't get to hear your prediction for Global Esports, Morgan. Why have we picked Global Esports today?
I'm a Patrick Hu believer. I believe in the rematch curse. I just think now's that time.
All right, now to bring us through this, we got the Masters Grand Finals casters to take us through Lotus. We've got Achilles and Paperthin.
Hello, thank you very much. I'd like to say we did not ask for that introduction. We're just a couple of guys. That's all.
Just a couple chill guys. Couple
chill guys. Anyway, welcome back. Stage 1, ready to begin. Always a pleasure to be back in the arena. Anytime we have a break, we're just like, oh, but you got any more of that work for us? When's that going to start again?
You got any more of that Valorant?
Because we like our jobs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
happy to be back in the studio and ready to dive into the series, which is a very interesting one. DFM looking very strong during kickoff with the upgrades here. Global Esports, similar scenes, but now with their full original intended 5-man roster, this should be a hell of a clash.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think there's a lot to prove for both of these teams here today. You know, they squared up against each other once. During kickoff, it was DFM who won 2-0. Granted, the split was very close. You know, Abyss isn't in the map pool here for DFM, a map that they really relied on to get them some big wins. But I think if you look at this group, if you look at the way that this is going to shape out, in my mind, this is almost a must-win for both of these teams already. This group is stacked. This group is deadly. This group has all of the Pacific champions in it. Can DFM or GE find a way to get a win here, find a way to get themselves into the playoffs as we begin the road to Masters Toronto?
Alrighty, well, let us find out. Take a look here.
I
Global
don't even know what I
Esports.
said.
have not been the
How do I know? I
pistol
heard you say
princes
it.
that they have been
What if I
in
made
the
that up?
past. It's been DFM
Because
who
you
overall
did.
have looked quite good
You know
in
why I
that
know?
regard. Let's see if that's
'Cause
going
I
to
know.
continue, if Global can start drifting back in the right direction.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, pistol rounds are a lot of, you know, hard reads or just, you know, maybe somebody pops off with the ghost, hits some heads. But they're so important right now in the Valorant meta, right? You're going to hear this all over the place that because of the way the economy works, because of guns like the Outlaw that are available, it's really easy to win bonuses, maybe compared to days of old. A little bit of a peek out there. Patrick Hu spots it.
But this is all just to try to keep this disguised here. This maneuver from Gen in behind the box, waiting for his timing, sees the fake out. Clone, swings the corner, finds a headshot. Patrick Hu, welcome to the stage. You have to wait for that second round to begin. You're on the floor.
Well, the good news for GE is they did sell this fake well enough. They kept 3 players from DFM on the other side of the map, so they're able to sneak their way through. Yudotan did take some damage, slowed up by the vines. Good
Swing on
flash.
the corner, the flash is there, but boom, only able to find one. Kelly is going to be taken down. Prowler goes out, scouts Crystal here in this position. They know he's behind the wall, still does well to find that kill before getting taken down by Art. He's caught off guard by Kelly S lurking just outside of door.
My thumbnail.
That does leave Poppy now in a 1v2. Given what we know about this guy, he's absolutely capable of it. Spike, however, still dropped, has to retap. Sets up the smoke. Inside the pile of this 2v1 face in towards Tree. He gets it damn close, but it will be May to go ahead and close out the pistol win.
Yeah, I think what I'm really liking early here from DFM on this defender side is they're playing for trades. They're playing to set up, you know, an early trap there is going to get GN a kill, but after that, it's just a lot of good working off of each other to make sure that they're getting those kills. You know, one goes down, another one is there to step right in. And that's encouraging. The teamwork for DFM. When they're locked into that mode, they can beat anybody on the planet. Saw in the offseason, saw in kickoff. This team definitely can be scary. Trying to go with an all Bulldog loadout. Every single player on DFM going for the rifle.
Not wanting to give him any kind of opportunity here. I thought maybe we would see an early save here from Art, not buy down, go for that Odin nice and early, but Jinbung.
Check his PC.
Able just get a couple stray shots there, sensing a timing. As Utah similarly tagged up.
To check his PC, he sprayed that man through the smoke.
The odds of GE putting a dent in this DFM lineup at the moment looking pretty unlikely.
Yeah, going to be very challenging to break through these defenses. Good read here early from DFM. Good crossfires. Some really good util from Akame to make sure that some of those players trying to get through. A bit of a stun there, but GN right there.
Oh!
3 kills for GN.
That was clean.
Ooh, that was snappy.
That was clean.
Versus Classics, but yeah, that was still very swift. Nice little pivot.
I mean, yeah, versus Classic. Don't matter, though. That shit was clean.
And a very, very clean round. Flawless for the side of DFM as they start off Lotus 2-0.
Yeah, and again, I like that DFM is really playing for each other. God, that's good. And this is kind of what you're going to need for DFM if they're going to start making deeper runs, if they're going to start making playoffs, if they're going to, who knows, maybe make an international event. You're going to need GN to step up. He's this guy that you bring in off of, you know, the ranked servers, essentially. He had played a little bit here and there, but, you know, May really vouching for him. Onto this DFM
by round by Global
some rough
Esports.
matches
Maybe they
for
can
sure
get
during
something
kickoff.
going.
But we know that his mechanical skill, in theory, should be there. Just need to see him kind of integrated with this roster a little bit more.
DFM has 8 controls,
so.
so
DFM, I like this change up for GN. I think it gives him a little bit more comfort, a little bit more room to
head back
work
towards
the
C.
map, kind of set himself up individually in both his team. He can really cut off a lot of the map, keep GE guessing. Drone does get the spot there on a Jinboom.
Jinboom a little bit too early with that jiggle peek. As well, Crystal, yeah, I was going to say, door gets opened up. He's got line of sight. With that Outlaw in hand, able to find one. May just peel off a kill, but falls down quite low. Jin Shields taking him to a total of 35 as Spike going to be planted. Jinboom looking to try to scale off this, but he's already noted previously.
Flank.
Okay. The strike on the door. The swing out from May. Able to find one Jinboom at the same time. Finding Poppy before getting taken out by Kelly S. Seeing Patrick Hu now versus 2.
You don't clear the corner.
Be the first to fall.
I guess that's I guess.
No HP to work with. Not going to be able to get it done. Global will go ahead, deny a bonus conversion, but he still suffers some heavy losses.
Yeah, some decent damage done, and May there with a quick wrap back towards attacker spawn to find that flank angle and gets a kill with 10 HP. That's a really nice pickup there for him. Good early play through that door, kind of expecting the trap, have that Outlaw ready to go. shut the players down. Nice off angle for Patrick Hu. LAS able to work from up on top. Get that big kill. The IGL trying to hype up the squad. Get GE back involved. Getting close to some ultimates though. Kelly S only a couple away. One away for Patrick Hu as well, so should be able to potentially grab an orb. Get that Yoru ult, which is so annoying to deal with as a defender, especially on Lotus. There's just so many places that you can creep into.
Oh! And they just fall right into his open arms.
Hello? Like,
But too late on the swing to be able to really find that punish. And
what is Yoru doing?
They end up getting taken down, bait out. They're not able to find the thorns, find the wall. The pop, but what is going to be the pivot call?
We've seen some really
Will they
impressive
re-clear from
spring
B?
transfers already from GN. He has been really on point today.
They don't.
Big part of DFM's new roster is getting him fired up, getting him online.
Ooh.
Elias pushing forward, peeking to waterfall, able to find one. Cage out, Jinboom just going to disrespect
Nice.
that. It's going to be the spike drop now. Here
Nice.
towards mid-sight. Finds the follow-up, Yutan not able to try to keep them in the round. All on Crystal. Looking for the
Ooh.
first, finds it, the headshot connecting
Got
there.
one.
The spray a bit frantic.
2v1 now.
But it
Oh,
loses
they're playing
damage.
up down. There's no way you win this. They're playing up down, bro.
Still the
Unless.
salvos oraled away, the high-low setup.
Oh!
And they line up for him.
He won it.
What a Red Bull clutch as Crystal
No way.
hits the 3K and ties us up at 2-2. DFM. Oh, they're going to be kicking themselves after that.
No doubt about it. That's, I mean, phenomenal work here by Crystal. Really like to see this. GN again. Nice play there to find two. This round
Bro,
looks
you
like it's
made it
done
a
and dusted.
4v3 at the beginning of the game of your
Holding the
team.
back of the site
You
really
made it a
nicely.
3v1 there.
Timing where GE isn't able
And
to
then y'all just threw.
kind of come at him at the same time. And that's huge. That's a bit of a positional mistake in my opinion on DFM though. If you're gonna run that high-low, there's those boxes in the back corner you can set up on.
There's a small bit of movement there. I believe it was Art kind of inching to the side. They end up getting a little bit more clustered together.
Wait, they
trying to take their weapons away, flood out
Visal?
towards rubble, but Global quickly pivoting back. Orb going to be
With
snatched up
pistols?
here by May. One away from having that showstopper online.
But with those ults available for the side of GE, you almost have to play retake as DFM off the rip unless you can just bottleneck the front of like B or something like that, which is why you're seeing DFM along with the weaker weaponry really thinking about trying to do something like that. But right now they don't have much information on the map. They're making a hard read that maybe it's A that GE's heading to. They haven't had much contact anywhere else on the map, but Art's about to get a rude awakening.
Ooh.
Oh, just a pop of the wall. Okay.
Top of the wall. Paranoia is still held there by Art.
Who's next?
Waiting this out is Mass going to go on. Patrick Hu.
Not ready yet.
Chasing forward, scouting things out. Pings it. Fault line goes through. Art does manage to slink away, but the side is opened up. GE now in control. 5 members strong. Versus the eco attempt here from DFM.
Dum.
For DFMs, you'd love to try to get one of, if not both of the ults that are left in play for GE. The Armageddon and the Rolling Thunder out of their hands if possible. See if they can make a go of it.
And Art's just in such a poor spot. Does go ahead TP across to the opposite side, but Poppy watching long sight lines.
Ooh.
Even the Rolling Thunder going to be committed. Global Esports just wanting to ensure that they can gain the lead right here, right now.
Oh.
Not going to be a flawless
Wait.
Able to find two. Some decent damage dealt, but Crystal with the final shot from the Outlaw will be able to go ahead and clean things up. So
You
all
got
committed,
two,
but
though.
Global
Got
Esports
mine.
now in the lead 3-2.
Yeah, good patience shown by
But I
GE.
still got mine.
Making sure to
Damn
pop that
right.
wall. Keeping DFM guessing where they were going to be on the map. Some attempts at hard reads there by DFM on the eco. Not able to quite find the mark, but you got the Rolling Thunder out. You used the Yoru ult as well for GE, so all things considered, not the end of the world. But you're going to start to need to string some rounds together. Crystal's double kill clutch. Looking to maybe be a difference maker here. As you do have the neural theft as well for Udotan. Of course, Poppy with his ult, but showstopper available for May. And he's just down. He's out.
Oh, wait, what a shot there. Patrick Hu just
That was a
swinging
crazy
forward,
shot.
Clearly not ready for that. Ends up getting taken down. The showstopper not going to be a part of the equation.
Seeing some good change of pace from GE to start this. Kind of showing some different looks at Rubble. But this time around, they're going to take a bit of a pause, kind of regroup, rethink, try to see if they can convince DFM they're somewhere else on the map. But Drone's going to go out, a Prowler from Akame as well. Now DFM trying to gum up the works. What a shot.
I mean,
Ooh.
just out into the open though. Sure, he's able to find one, but he cannot try to
Wow.
trade this back and get into any real advantageous position. Now the neural theft going to be committed. Gifton revealing all as just looking for a little timing there on the corner. Kame here at backside, able to find one. The Haunt about to go through, knows that they're scaling forward rapidly, trying to get in on top of him. They know that he's stuck into the corner. The classic drawn out. Gifton will be able to find that kill. Jen now though arriving, both players so very low. 37 health between the two of them. The base out, and Jen knocked down the 10 HP. It was looking like a very solid 1v2 position, now becomes nigh unwinnable. Unless he can really isolate and conquer here. Swing all the way into the back of the B site. Plant comes through.
Spike planted.
Just a fault line to work with for Kelly S. Gonna play very far back. Use that waterfall position. Probably to fault line off a tap of the spike, and then him and Udotan can swing together.
So he'll know exactly where he's coming from as that trip gets cleared out. LES, the fault line at the ready. Time starting to tick away here. Tien looking like the call is going to be that this is not going to be a winnable round for the team. Fault line does hit its mark, but he's just going to go ahead and drift away from the spike, which will erupt as Global Esports maintain the lead, stretching it by 2 rounds.
This is starting to look a little rough for DFM. It seems like that one round kind of changed their destiny. It looked really clean early. Since then, they haven't really found those kind of timings, those moments where they're able to kind of play off of each other.
Oh.
That's a nasty shot from Patrick Wu. That's why you're bringing him in here. Be that duelist, to be that entry fragger. Can kick doors in for you. GN there, that last one, he had a chance if his crosshair was just a little bit lower, but he was expecting the wide swing. Therefore took a ton of damage. Not able to get any other value out of that round. Again though, big ults, judge for art. So gotta be careful here as GE.
I mean, flashed up, kind of just all clustered together over towards the baby door here. Nakami can take it down, TP forward, up into the smoke. Patrick Hu feeling past, able to find one. Art does finally strike. That judge being put into play, but he's not ready for Udotan.
Oh my god.
The crosshairs off center.
They got cooked.
Now, just Jinbung, 10 HP for himself. See if he can do any additional damage here in this round. Seems relatively unlikely as Global Esports starting to really run away with this opening half. 5-2 about to be the scoreline.
Yeah, for sure. This is a rough map. The one time we saw it for DFM, they squared up against Gen G. Not gonna quite catch the timing there as Crystal. Jinbung gotta keep sliding away, trying to save this gun as best as he can, and GE knows it.
He is utterly surrounded though. Crystal now down here on the site. Jinbung just trying to stay as quiet as he possibly can. Oh, I think he spotted a pixel though. He has no idea. The Crystal's forward, but Crystal jumps up onto the box. Will not be able to stabilize the aim fast enough, but now there's blood in the water. The Sharks getting ready to surround as Jinbung about to push out over towards Mount Poppy. The noise being heard, and he cannot find that opening shot. So Poppy cleans it up. 2 players lost on the side of GE, but plenty of cash behind. Start really racking it up. And now it's a lead of 3 rounds, and it looks like DFM will be calling the first timeout of stage 1.
Yeah, I mean, I think this makes a lot of sense. To me, this feels like the protocols of DFM are starting to fall apart a little bit. They're getting flashed up, they're getting stuck by the baby door. And then when Art TP's forward, there's nobody there to cover those angles to kind of watch the extra space that he's giving up by hiding inside of his own smoke. So there seems to be some problems, some disorganization from DFM. Gonna need to try to work that out. On the other side of things, GE looks really clean. They're starting to kind of shake off some of that rust we saw in the few opening rounds since then. They've looked really nice. Their critical shots are hitting. They're playing together as a team very nicely. They're kind of keeping DFM guessing, other than maybe that last round where it was just a fight over rubble control.
We're up, buddy.
I'm pretty impressed so far, especially Patrick Hu. He's hit some really good openers. Now it's been some good setups from the breach, but still, gotta like what you're seeing.
Yeah, and I think that was the big curiosity for a lot of people, was how quickly integrated can Patrick Hu get. Obviously was the original 5-man, the 5th man, the one that they wanted to have in that duelist position from the very outset. Did get bogged up, but was able to have visa stuff sorted out coming into the stage, but wasn't going to be enough time. Would they get enough practice? Would things click immediately for the team? So far here on the attack, it's looking pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really impressed. And it's going to be Sheriffs for the side of DFM.
Oh,
boy.
I mean, this should just
mad.
read like
This
a book
madness.
now. They know exactly where he's at.
Yeah,
It's
bro.
a solid idea. The problem was they saw you the whole time.
Yeah. It's like one of those plays where if they don't go that way, you're going to get that extra step ahead of them maybe to try to get a quick flank. But
that would have been great if all of Global Esports were blind.
Yes. Turns out pretty hard to play Valorant.
Yeah.
If you're blind.
Should have just, you know, you have the assistant coach run over and unplug the monitors real quick right before the round starts.
Oh.
Fantastic headshot.
May is May.
Brother,
One of the
Fucking
best.
shot his head off.
You know, I think there was that stat that if he gets over a certain amount of kills, like DFM just wins.
It's 17.
Is it 17? Is that what it was?
I believe so.
I mean, makes sense. But a change up here in the Vice Wall could catch GE a bit off guard. Now, Yudotan did get a spot on it and pops it. They're just going to pivot in towards B. The pit was used by GN over at C. So he's going to be able to kind of lurk his way out of there, but pretty easy to read for GE, you would think. See what they want to
push
do.
up through upper though.
Yeah.
Jinbung still checking down towards stairs. Now sights being turned back over into this direction. Yudotan fading away, spots out that shoulder. Jinbung locked in position here for the moment. Second shot from Crystal will connect. Jin going to be taken down. It's Jinbung.
Oh
My God, desperately needed the breakthrough there.
What?
That shot was just instantaneous, however. And May getting timing a bit. Kellyas from behind will be able to find that kill. So attempt at a thrifty, some nice shots in the mix, but timeout call. It's going to be for the setup here on this round.
Really enjoying the way that GE is also integrating the Outlaw into some of these rounds. Like we've been seeing them pick it up against the Ecos to really not give DFM many options, many chances. If you're just holding those angles, watching it, it's going to be real tough to get that Sheriff shot to go. May is going to grab an operator, though. Still sitting on a showstopper for, what is that, 3-4 rounds now?
It's been quite some time, and I thought it was going to be something we saw invested in the previous round, given that they also went for the pit. But not to be seen. Spot out there on the Jinbung Poppy, going to be being all the way here, well into the back, and Patrick Hu as well, just jumping out. Finds May with a shorty in hand. Crystal sends out the Armageddon. Jinbung absolutely obliterated. Jan just held in a position to flash across. Patrick Hu on the swing.
You got to
Comes
save.
up with a kill. I mean, yeah, DFM immediately have to save. The execution here from Global just far too clean. Everyone from DFM on this C site.
Yo, DFM are getting cooked.
It seems like the timeout in the end not going to lead to a round win.
Yeah, and you can see GE here adapting to a lot of the meta that we saw in Masters and in some of the later stages of kickoff with, you know, the Breach Tejo, but also the Yoru. The Yoru is a huge part of this. You can get that ult. You can identify where May is. You can then call in Crystal's Armageddon right on top of the majority of DFM. Kame and Art, okay. Going to get a couple. Not going to drop the guns just yet.
I mean, but in the end, you just need to hold on to these. Nothing
Run!
else to play for other
They're
than their
coming.
lives. Ults are online.
Oh God, help me.
Global
Flash.
obviously have a hell of a bank. As Kame looks to try to hold the door, Art will be able to find that second kill. Poppy on the chase. TP across.
Get out of there,
back into
boy.
the
Save
A
that
lobby.
gun.
In the end, Art will be the lone survivor, but Global Esports now up 7-2.
Yeah, and Global Esports is doing a lot of things really well, and DFM is not. In terms of, frankly, the way that they're cycling their ults, the way that they're combining some of their util and things like that, whereas it doesn't feel like DFM has like any kind of comfort with when they want to use the pit or the showstopper or some of their alts to kind of try to turn around, try to get something going. Instead, they're the ones playing on the back foot. GE, of course, it's the attacker side on Lotus. I get it. It is generally the stronger side of the map, but I'm not seeing some of the ideas and adaptations from DFM that you would like to see. And it's like they're trying to hide the showstopper for like a big moment instead of just maybe using it to take rubble control, change the map a little bit.
Now you've got a second breach ult built up here from Kellyas. It's everyone stood up around this A site. Could be a pivot in towards B where it's just a Akame for the moment by himself. Looks like Global going to look to try to.
Are they gonna do another beast flipper?
Cleared out.
They've only finished B so far.
Cause distraction for the rest of the team as they get ready to attack.
I mean, Akame's in a
This
difficult
is like
position
the
potentially.
30th time they finished
being
B.
set up here by GE towards B.
There you go. Thank you. Stop that shit from
Thinks
happening.
about the Prowler. And maybe a potential timing here. Poppy is able to find one.
Nice.
Akame on the reswing, able to go ahead. Takes him off. Checks for a little bit more. Haunt now destroyed.
There it goes. There's a
Showstopper into the corner.
nice. Good
Gets the shot
showstopper.
up.
Nice.
Gonna be
Nade out.
smithereens.
Ooh, nice.
Onto the side.
Nice. Good
Coming
round.
to re-peek back in
About
from
time
Maine,
y'all
quickly
did
cleaned up
something.
DFM. At long last will break the win streak as they give themselves a third round victory.
Yeah, this time around the timing there, I thought Akame might be just screwed. But instead, him and Art are able to find that timing to get ahead of the crunch attempt by GE. Find a couple big kills. Got the Nightfall online, threw it out there. Art doesn't get the immediate trade off that Nightfall, but that's okay. Akame's good for it. Now you can finally use that showstopper, clear the corner, paint shells to clear the site. And then that is going to be a much needed round win. If you can make this 7-5, that's okay for DFM, honestly. If they can win these next couple, okay, you drop 7 in a row, big deal. It was defender side of Lotus. Definitely recoverable. A lot of attention now.
Bro, they're taking B control again. Bro, they've only hit B. This is literally like their 4th or 5th time hitting B.
Go for the transfer shots. Art, however, just trying to scale up through the wall. Pushes forward.
I mean, they can't hold it, so I don't see why you wouldn't hit B. They can't hold it.
Line of sight over, and Global just hit every single target.
Yeah, it just felt like trying to get ahead of the curve a little bit was DFM.
Like,
trying to catch him off guard with some of these timings, perhaps. Either way, though, the pinch.
you think they would do something different? They keep getting ran over on B, so why don't we fight for A or fight for Mound? And then crunch them through the door, or crunch them from behind.
Ideas that GE are implementing are very reminiscent of some
It's like, oh, they're going B? Okay, let's open the door and fight them.
Aggressive positioning towards sight. Kind of keeping DFM a little bit off balance. Nice paranoia there to make sure that no more further damage can be done. But yeah, the tempo changes from GE, really nice. And again, you're going to have an operator and an outlaw.
If they would fight A, they're capable of flanking. If they fight C, they're capable of opening the door and fighting them here.
A couple of the players do have full
They don't
armor
do
for
nothing.
side
They
of
just
DFM,
stand
a judge for
around.
GN and a judge for Art.
Sometimes you gotta fight for space, bro. You can't just let them have map control.
Art a bit too slow now. That neural theft once again telling all. Pivot getting ready to come through. Looks like DFM does have the right read. They're starting to go for the pivot back over to A, but then they rethink it. Who's next? Double peek back in from Waterfall slows up the reapproach here from GN, who would love to be in position a bit faster, given that he just has a judge.
What?
Excuse me.
I don't know
That
if like
is
a
wicked.
elbow stuck through that smoke or something.
I know your name stands for guided missile, but guided bullets is that's just unfair. Akame doing his damnedest, is able to find a second. Gives them an opportunity, but Crystal's still here. Both players.
I mean, 3v2
pushing in from
is
his
doable,
angle.
but
Drone going to be sent down.
not
Akame
likely.
trying to keep them all held at bay.
Yeah.
But there's the rolling thunder. Akame has fallen. Right now, it just feels like Jin has no hope in hell. Both players just stuck back at tree. The time is ticking away. Just no real opportunity. Trying to make a go of this one. A triple face finds the first and will end
That's
up
right.
falling 9-3 at the half.
I mean, they didn't fight for A, they didn't fight for C, they just hit B literally like 4 or 5 times. There's no pressure on B. If they fought Mound, they had pressure on B.
It's great coordination. It's good ideas.
They just let them have B, like,
Good sniping, knowing when to implement the
repeatedly.
outlaw. A lot of just kind of ahead of the curve of DFM. The comp as well, really oppressive. It just seemed like DFM was getting caught out by utility or getting out-thought in the idea department, out kind of alt-scaled, out alt-rotated. You know what I mean? Like, it's just everything was just going GE's way, and they were finding a lot more impact in just about every aspect.
So I was just caught off guard.
Alt-cycle, that's the word I wanted.
There you go.
Yeah.
Caught off guard by the music here for a bit. Sounds like we're in a early 2000s like knockoff Matrix style film.
Yeah.
Shots of the action hero walking down a sidewalk or something like that after he just kill the bad
I
guy.
kind of does, yeah, a little bit, yeah. I could, if they would throw this in the Matrix soundtrack, I wouldn't be shocked, yeah. Or like, what was that Christian Bale movie?
Oh no,
Do you remember it?
Called like Ballistic or something like that?
No.
Which Christian Bale movie?
The one where he's like got like the guns and he's like doing all this like martial art gun stuff. Do you remember that?
I know exactly what.
He like had like the white like trench coat or whatever. What was it
You know what I
called?
mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of a
Equilibrium.
Equilibrium. There it is. It's kind of a weird movie. But
I thought it, but I'll admit I did look it up just to make sure that I was correct.
yeah. Anyway, I mean, I'm concerned. Like the first couple of rounds, I'm like, man, DFM, they look well drilled. They're playing off of each other nicely. There's some good util, and then it all just went out the window.
All right, well, pistol round at the opener went the way of DFM, but Art, just as we jump into the action, dead immediately.
Okay, so this one got everything.
We'll be calling here from beyond the grave.
I mean, they're still trying to take that
This
space.
one
Jin
got
Moon's trying to
everything
create some
gold.
attention
This
towards
one
the other
got
side of the map,
everything
but
gold. This
to
one
me,
has nothing.
DFM is looking like
This
they're
one
not exactly
has
sure where to go.
This
Mm,
one has
don't do
Not
that.
a chance. Went for that moment after getting the tag with his util and thought, see if I can catch him a little bit off guard, but Jinbung there lucky to get away with his life, in my opinion.
Well, so
Trying to go this way.
they lured 1C. I like that. They fought A. I like that.
They pinged the spot, but do they think that's where Yudotan went?
Now,
Yeah, and he's just solo walking out.
third attempt, we'll be able
Of
to
the
find it.
smoke.
Jinbung going to be taken down. 2 players lost. Some decent damage onto the lineup here of Global, but
Just go B.
still not quite yet in their hands until May. managed to
Everyone
find
just
Patrick
finishes
Hu.
B on this map, dude. Just go B.
A site opened up a bit.
It's tripwire.
Did you miss the eye? You are a professional player and you missed that eyeball.
Pushing his way through, but Crystal on that peak, finding one. Jin going to be taken down. Akame does get into a position to go for the plant. Man,
Oh!
instantaneous with that headshot.
Damn.
Poppy, however,
Almost.
arriving, interrupts the
You
spike
got
plant
nade,
itself,
bro.
just
Use
trying to
your
get on the floor.
nade.
12 seconds remaining.
There you go.
It's May, sends out the paint shield, try to buy himself some space. Gets drawn off of the plant. Challenges in for a fight, but he's just out of time.
Player standing.
He'll find the kill. But surely, yep, it is just too late. Off by a hair. Global Esports just steal away the pistol
Wicked.
round.
Wicked, wicked, wicked.
But again, it just feels like DFM is a bit lost. The coordination, I mean, the call
Yeah,
is to spread
you
the
know what I'm
map,
saying?
but really they're lost on the positioning of where GE might be, you know, almost getting caught out trying to go for an orb. And then when you push into the site, you're not expecting 2 to be there. You kind of just read that it'd be a solo hold from Yudotan. You know, you're only showing the Vice yourself, so you're just kind of like, okay, it's lurk player versus lurk player. You know, let's see what we can get done. Let's see if we can catch him off guard, but GE not fooled in the slightest. You know,
see the buy down.
Yeah.
Still not even overly strong. May able to get himself a Guardian, the full armor there. Otherwise, 2 Stingers, 2 Sheriffs. And Art's going to be glass cannon. Not much of a cannon, I suppose. It's a Stinger.
it's a mini cannon. I mean, in the hands of, you know, G2, kind of a cannon.
Oh, sure. They play a very different game.
Yeah, their stingers hit different for sure. But
So we just let them keep seat control. We don't even
behind
try and fight it.
the toxic screen.
We just
that
let
last
them
one
keep
you'll
seat
see
control.
that cuts up towards A site.
Got it.
And all of the Cypher util is here.
Now they know no one is on C because they just dogged or droned whatever.
Or GE. They know full well.
They know
that
it's
this is
A, bro.
Oh, yes, already here.
And Cypher is set up here.
Going to guide them to an 11th round win. Haunt does get a reveal. Patrick Hu. Noted by that is Art pushing forward, goes for it. Swinging on the corner though, but it's just far too slow. And Patrick Hu backs across, finding him now, spraying wildly into the smoke.
It's just too. It's just y'all are lost, bro. Y'all are lost.
Coming away with these eliminations.
Y'all don't even know what y'all want to do.
Players absolutely tagged up. Akame has been doing well to find some frags, but it's just not going to be enough.
Bro, this map control is terrible, bro.
DFM once again broke.
You just
Yeah,
let
and it's
them
just,
take
again,
C.
GE winning in so many different ways in this.
You didn't
modern
even fight
composition.
it.
They're playing it extremely well.
At all.
Disrespecting the util a little bit there, getting the
While
info.
also lurking 1A.
That's a huge advantage in
Start
these
3C,
compositions as well.
1A, just hold outside A lane just in case they lurk up.
You know,
Fight
for
3C,
DFM, it's a lot of trying to
hold
obscure
1 outside
where
B.
you're going. You're trying to use this double controller comp
walk up B as your team is taking
keep
C
GE
mound.
guessing,
They didn't
whereas
even
GE
fight
has a lot
for
of tools to
anything. They
deal with
just
that.
let
They've
them
got
have
the
it.
drone, they've got the Cypher util, so they can get ahead of the curve. And DFM has not found great answers. The Tejo utility is so oppressive to control space as well. Not just with the stealth drone, but obviously with the salvos. You know, and then you see it where DFM's stuck in these bad spots. They can use salvos to flush them out, get the kills. Really well thought out, really well prepared are GE for this
Look,
map.
if they go front B right now, smoke the B cross.
Util exchange
Smoke the
outside of
B
C,
cross.
but
Fight door.
everyone unscathed here for the moment. Once again, trying to scale forward over towards this A site a bit is DFM.
They just keep going into the Cypher setup on A.
Behind the box, Poppy out wide, ensuring that there's
This
no
isn't
one working
working.
their way over towards this C site.
I'm not sure how much that camera can see.
Salvo's now back online. The drone's lead. Crystal getting a spot there. Jinbung just going to be bouncing away. Kame looking like he may be sticking around for a little bit longer, but eventually the call will be to pivot. Everyone, the full forces of DFM getting gathered up here. Ready to attack.
Finish B, bro. Don't finish A.
Might be a pivot towards B if they can break through, but isn't that aftershock to slow them down?
Oh, there we go. Now we're making them rotate to B. Yeah, now they're thinking it's a B hit. And there goes Euro. Good play. I like this play.
Looking for a little bit more.
Wow, almost got two.
Nearly find himself a second elimination there. Shot through, looking for Jinbung, trying to fish him out through that wall, but can't quite find it. Spike is planted. Salvo's too late to get the Euro
Ooh,
up.
lurked by Art.
A deep flank around the back. Just that Sheriff in hand, though. See if this plan comes to fruition. We'll be going down through the stairs. Should be able to catch a timing here on to Kelly S. The shots were
Nice.
noted. Now he strikes.
4v2.
Picked up, but it looks like DFM a little bit more fight left in them. As the time is just not going to be on global side. Tap of the spike defuse, just trying to see what they can bait out. Any peaks here. But in the end, DFM just not really giving them anything to work with. So
In the end,
two players
Linkin
will
Park.
save. DFM will hang around here on Lotus for a little bit longer at least.
It doesn't even matter.
It doesn't even matter.
Able to kind of push forward, kind of take their time, keep GE guessing a little bit, show some thought about setting up that B crunch, but it was actually all just trying to open up a little bit of extra space towards A. DFM's able to capitalize on it pretty quick there. May on point with the Guardian. DFM fans over in Japan cheering them on, hoping that they can string some rounds together, maybe get a little bit of confidence at the very least. GE, though, able to mostly buy up here. Still Guardian held over.
I think there's some hope.
Absolutely.
Bring a couple rounds together, extend this map a little bit longer. The analyst has just walked back in and sat down, so that means that now they will have to, wait for 20 plus minutes for their segment to start up.
Wait, did they do it? They did it. Look, they're doing it.
Hell of a turnaround here.
Yes, smoked
He's one away
across.
from a showstopper. This could
And
funnel
now
this
they
orb
could
to
have
him.
went into fighting Mound through
It's more
door
about
if they
confidence
wanted
at this
to.
point for
But wait,
DFM.
they have Mound control now.
Sure, of course, if you were able to run it back and get a win, that'd be great, but that's very, very difficult no matter who you are.
I would send, I would have lurked
Getting
Viper
those
A.
rounds, we saw it with T1 where
Viper needs to lurk A.
blown out of the first map. Sometimes just those few extra rounds at the end will kind of carry over into the next map. They're not, they did get the orb. Okay, they do have the showstopper for May. So can at least clear space that way. You can see B site left completely
I like this though.
open. Trying to set up a
3-man,
bit
they're setting up a
of
fake here.
fake towards C. A lot of util sent that way. But GE's already there, so.
This guy isn't falling for it though.
Thorn's thrown, destroyed.
He knows.
May be slowed
Sorry.
up here.
30 seconds left.
None of Global going to be nearby, immediately evacuating as soon as they hear the showstopper draw out. Checks the close corner, Crystal at the same time, able to find one.
How did Fade just die?
Swing onto the corner, but
Is
now
this man planting in the
Play
open?
coming through
What the
DFM.
fuck?
Spike in play. Kelly S lurking around the back. Art once again trying to go for this lurk timing here. Flash not going to connect. They look to double face. Now he knows that he's in a bit of a bad situation, but cannot run away.
Oh.
Faces back in. Ends up along the wayside. A little bit of damage there onto the enemy breach, but kill cannot be
Can't
found.
see, I'm blind.
Flashed up, tucks back. The salvos
Nice.
towards him. Looks
Nice.
a little bit more. May with covering fire, help to try to keep him alive. Fault line gonna be flying out, and they're all lined up. It's Kelly S.
12 to 4, man.
Global.
Global esports are
Yeah, and
looking
this is really
good
stuff
right
from
now,
Kelly
bro.
S and GE. Quickly identifying
They're
that Art was
looking
going to be
good.
lurking somewhere, and they're really diligent about making sure that he's dealt with, because he was hiding over towards C lobby. And they were already kind of.
Oh, that's how he died.
Yeah.
You can spam that?
Do be like that sometimes.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Now you do. You
But
done
I
son
really
of a
want to give
bitch.
a lot of credit to the immediate adjustment here. And that shows a lot of great preparation, great understanding, on the fly
Timeout.
thinking. And it's going to be another final timeout,
Timeout.
I'm assuming from DFM, to try to see if they can get some more rounds, get something going here on Lotus, but it's tough.
Very much so. A few round wins that we've had from DFM, very much separated. Nothing really consecutive aside from the start of the series, that pistol into the anti-eco.
Bitch, you are mama one looking that good.
Calm, cool, and collected little chat here from the side of Global Esports. Finally just telling
Boy.
them to keep up the good work.
Patrick, who's having fun? First time on the stage, and they're having a roaring start. Gotta like what you're seeing. A lot of laughs. Obviously, joining a couple other Filipino players on the squad, and they are immediately clicking here against one of the hopefuls of Japan. Trying to find a way, like you saw in the intro video before the game started today, that DFM knows, they're cognizant of the fact that a Japanese team hasn't made a Masters in a very long time.
Yeah.
They want to try to change that, but this is not the start they were looking for sure.
Certainly not. I mean, you already highlighted how important it is, given the group find themselves in. Whichever team is able to find the victory here in the set, it's going to be a very big boon for them moving forward. Ton's fishing here for some wallbang shots. Jinbong, however, managing to get up on top of the box. Lude's taking damage and comes away with that elimination. So Seaside for now in control here for DFM. Have the spike plant. They look for a little bit more. Nightfall's going to be sent out over towards Waterfall at the same time. Patrick Hu puts a mask on, goes sprinting forward, identifying two players over towards this water bend. Paranoia crashing across. Gian, however, will win out the fight. The flank is noted, but he still comes away with that kill. Patrick good for one. Now a 4v2.
DFM actually pulled this round off somehow.
45 seconds remaining on the clock, and Gian still backstabbing.
Mhm.
This round is not going to be going the way of Global Esports. It seems this time for
DFM pulled this
barring
round off somehow.
a miracle from Poppy, something that he has delivered in the past.
I don't know who that is or what
DFM
that is.
clinging to life.
Go to bed, my boy. The fuck are you doing?
Slow push
Listen
forward.
at you. You sound like you over there just falling asleep in your chair. Go to sleep,
I'm
bro.
not falling asleep. I'm good.
The money's not in a good spot for DFM, but they critically
I'm
get the round
Gucci,
away.
my boy. I can stay up.
Yeah, they're able to win a huge opening
Nah, you
duel
becoming
there.
an old man, bro. You can't hang no more.
Casualties.
I
this
can
is
hang, my boy.
really
I
important
can.
stuff that he's
I
winning
can
these
hang.
flank
You
battles.
can't hang no more,
A
bro.
little Munchkin-esque there
I'm
from
hung.
GN,
Alright.
playing the Viper on Lotus, holding that flank. Because if he gives over that kill to Kelly
We
S,
both
Kelly S
becoming
gets the
old,
Rolling
bro.
Thunder, and that could be a
I'm about to
very
be
different
26.
round
You
very
about to
quickly.
be
See there
31.
that, trying to use that Yoru ult to set up for that retake. If you could find that one kill, get
Be
another
31,
ult,
right? In July?
just end the map right then and there. But
Yeah, 31.
DFM's GN comes up big,
Boy, oh boy.
keeping the B site
Getting
under
old,
control.
pa.
This time around, he's going to be leading the charge towards A, and
DFM,
they've seen enough. DFM's like, yeah,
Don't worry, you still got like another, what,
they've solved the riddle.
40 decades to go? Before you actually,
Over towards the correct side of the map.
before it's actually
1-1,
considered
util,
time to
no
go.
Nothing here for Global on this A site.
For sure.
It's going to be at least, by the looks of it, a 4-man push.
Imagine living for another 40 decades.
just smoking some salvos were enough
could
for
not.
DFM to.
But alright, Holmes, I gotta go.
The thing
I
is,
gotta
though,
go to the bathroom at the same
Global
time right
Esports,
now.
if they get
I'm about to
any
shit
kind of
myself.
advantages,
Ew, buddy, we don't need to know that. Brother,
it's not a full push across the wall.
Alright, bro. Peace out, man. Later.
Player's still going to be locked down here for the moment.
It's a good read for DFM. They're going to avoid a lot of that util.
Paranoia dodged out there by Jinbong, just able to drift away from it. Push getting ready to come through.
Oh!
Right before the flash connects, Gian. Taking Patrick Hu's head clean off. The re-swing out here, and that's just going to be them lining up.
Wow,
Three kills
nice.
for the side of Jinbong.
Fake comeback, though.
Kelly
Fake comeback.
S all on his lonesome. Looking back over here towards stairs. Eventually will fall.
Fake
Flawless
comeback.
round for DFM. Much needed. As it's 6 to go, 6 tries for Global Esports to bring this map to a conclusion.
Yeah, and again, this is about confidence here for the side of DFM, and some good reads from Art in the last couple of rounds. This one again, the only util that was used off the rip by GE was a smoke in the salvos, and that was enough to kind of let them feel a bit more confident. You know, obviously GN not receiving any contact, any resistance at all on the A side at Rubble also made it a little bit easier. Kind of lean towards that direction, going up against that eco. This time though, the Rubble control will be contested. Art,
absolute lunatic.
Yep.
TP's
They know he's in there.
Smoke. Kelly S just watching, waiting for the exit. It's like Art.
They know he's in there.
See,
Timing! You knew he was in there, bro. Just wait. Just hold it until the smoke goes away, bro. Like,
on the floor once again. That
you just gotta hold it until the smoke goes away. You just have to.
There's method to the madness for Art this time. Great combo again. Reminiscent of some of what we were seeing early on for DFM. A bit of a spread now for GE, but they're really leaning towards B. They seem to feel pretty confident because Yudotan has been watching Mound and hasn't really seen much. They can lean in this direction. Poppy right around the corner, gets identified.
And jump forward here, May, despite being caught up in the tripwire, still able to find a shot. Crystal finding it, the trade there, but
good trade, 4v2.
Catching Yudotan on a bit of a linger. Dead at the door switch. Is now the C-site
And GE are saving.
And Crystal,
Is this a fake comeback, or are they literally about to make this comeback, bro? I hope so, man.
100%.
I want to see DFM win this. I've been pulling for them the whole time.
Yeah, a couple just...
It's just, man, they're struggling, bro. Struggling right now, but it's okay. They'll get it. They'll get it, right?
From Art,
surely.
Getting Akame to come and help. Getting that kill. And then May just sending it in for the cause there. Gets another kill, and that's enough to break open enough space on the map to get the plants, and you win the fight towards C-Mound. Good to go. So DFM starting to kind of work the map a little bit, starting to get some good reads on this GE defensive setup. Gotta wonder if, you know, sitting on 2 timeouts, you might as well pull the ripcord on one of them.
Yeah, about to go into, you know, 2 rifles. We'll see if anybody else really puts any impact behind their purchases, but there's 2 rifles carried over. The rest going to be on a bit of an eco here. See if they opt to go for it right here, right now, or if they maybe delay, wait for another full purchase.
Are DM, like, what do y'all think about Tahoe? I think he's pretty strong, honestly. Maybe it'd be a little too strong.
Off the back of their own timeout, but it seems like the timer is going to continue to tick down.
Okay. Showing some trust. I mean, in general, I've been super impressed with Kelly S on this map. The way that he is calling for GE has been really, really good. He has mostly been ahead of the curve. So
I also want the team to be able to make these pivots and, you know, suss things out on their own.
That's true. Especially now that you've got a new player coming in, you know, you want to get them comfortable with each other, being able to communicate in the heat of the moment. 100%, I like it. Oh boy.
Looking for a bit of a crunch play here. 3 players still on the approach from Mound.
Oh, they're crunching the shit out of Mound.
Try to fish for anything that he can get. Flash, however, does connect. Patrick Hu able to find one. Crystal finds another.
Wow, GG's, bro.
Starts getting away from him. Rolling Thunder. Gonna be dodged out, but the spike is absolutely stranded. So deep into the spawn. And this is noted for DFM. Is this how it ends? Is this how this map comes to its conclusion?
Yeah. Sure is.
Well, you got to send Jinbung trying to create that flank angle.
I mean, 55 seconds.
Actually get to this spike. Poppy so aware of it. Already holding.
Got to do something, bro.
There's still some time.
You got to do something.
GE doesn't need to move a muscle. Just need to hold their angles. And instead, they're going to double up on this B push. Try to see if they can take Poppy
Gotta
out.
go. We got Visal. Use Visal, bro. Do something. Take their guns away.
Starting to make some noise here. Jinbung eating a bit of damage. Kelly has 5 HP, but on this
there you go.
Line of sight angle. As the swing out is good. And
GG's.
just like that, Global Esports will show why they did not need
GG's.
a crunch play that goes sideways for DFM. 13-7 is the closeout as Global Esports win their map pick a Lotus.
Yeah, a lot to love here from Global Esports. The composition with the agents looking really cool. They've got some great ideas with some of the combos with the ultimates and the utility and those kind of things. Some great play calling. Patrick Hu came out, had some really impactful first kills for them. That's exactly what you need out of your duelist. Comes in, doesn't look like it mattered too much that he wasn't there for kickoff. Seems like they're integrating him very nicely. DFM, on the other hand, looked good at the very beginning After that, it was very rough sledding the rest of the way through. Not many rounds where they're really able to get their feet underneath them, get a good read on what Global Esports is trying to do.
A bit of a rough center of the map here for the side of DFM. It started off so very well. I mean, Gian still leveled up performance. Kame, I think a decent shout out given how he was fragging the whole way through, even with the team's struggles. For DFM, Aiden kind of stroked this one off. Second time they played Lotus this year. Second loss that they do suffer. They have their own map pick of Pearl coming up, and the last time they played it, 13-1 is how they bested Paper Rex. Will that happen versus Global Esports? I don't think that degree, that severity of lightning is going to strike twice on the same map. But they're feeling confident, they're feeling comfortable when it comes down to that pick. And we'll have to see if that is going to be enough to deliver us that map 3 of Split.
Yeah, not everybody's EDG where you can 13-0 on a map twice in a row, but you know, for sure, you would expect DFM to be able to bounce back on their map pick and kind of get things righted.
Well, we shall see, but for now, we will pass things back over to the analyst desk here in a moment to get their thoughts. Let's break down from the side of Lotus.
GG's, boys.
Victoria and the boys.
Kind of want to...
Thank you so much, gentlemen. 13-7 on Lotus. DFM tried their darndest to turn things around, but I have to say this is a really great start, really great showing for stage 1 by Global Esports.
Yeah, for sure. I think they came in with a good game plan. You think back to GE in kickoff, you know, they had to play with a stand-in. Things were very disjointed. They didn't even look like they knew how to play some of the maps in the pool. This one included with kind of a weird comp that they brought into kickoff. This time we see their team as they originally envisioned it. They all played well across the board. They had a good game plan. They had an execution-based comp that they used to force and oppress their will upon a DFM who looked completely unprepared for it.
Yeah, I was definitely surprised by DFM a little bit. I feel like GE were playing the Breach Teo very much as we would expect.
Right.
And I kind of felt like DFM were never
Chat,
able
do y'all
to
play
counter it.
Pokemon Pocket?
It kind of looked like they'd never seen Breach Teo before.
They didn't look like they knew what the
Y'all be playing Pokemon
did,
Chat?
really. Like they were getting flashed through that A wall, like the most default flashpoint that you've seen from Breach.
I
And you
fuck
have
with
to say,
Pokemon.
like,
I like
this is not
Pokemon.
an uncommon comp, guys. Like the core of this comp, the Omen Cypher Breach is a combo that you've seen for a long time. You used to see in combination with like a Fade Raze or something like that. Obviously, Teo Yoru is a bit of a
let's see
different
if I can pull it
flavor
up.
and maybe speaks to the current meta of the interaction of the Yoru with the popularity of Vice on this map, for example. But yeah, DFM.
Let's see if I can pull it up so y'all can see
flat. And compared, I guess I
what
already
kind of
compared
cards I
GE with
got.
themselves in kickoff for DFM. Remember how free flow and well prepared, and they had good game plans, and they were playing off each other so well in kickoff when things were going well. That was about as far away from that as possible. That was back to 1 or 2 players on DFM show some promise, but overall the macro is a bit confused and the players are not delivering well across the board.
Yeah, I mean, if you're DFM in that back room, you're just going, it was a warm-up map, guys. It was a warm-up map. We got there towards
Okay,
the
there it
end.
goes.
We're fine. Let's look ahead to Pearl. That kind of thing.
Yeah, you know,
All right,
did look a little
let's check
slow.
out.
I think
Let's open up a
Joel
pack or
saying
two. I think I got like a
Husky,
pack or something I can
especially,
open.
It did not look like the kickoff DFM, this fiery DFM that looked
Let's see
really
what I get.
scary. And now,
I think I have one pack I can open.
Breach Teo stuff. It's very, very strong towards A. We saw it again and again. I felt like G at the start of the rounds, they're using that reusable
The game's over, by the way. Just waiting on the next map. Oh, dude, 20 minutes. Do I just spin the hourglasses and say fuck it?
Again and again across all
I
areas.
think I do that,
They
right?
had
Just
lots
say
of
fuck it,
ideas.
just spin the
With this A
hourglasses.
fight, it just felt like they couldn't lose it. And you know, we spoke about this time and time again. This A fight is so important, and DFM had no.
Which pack should I
answers in
open?
that area of the
What
map.
do I
Not even
need?
just like the Teo
Actually,
Breach utility. You've got individuals just
let's
running
look
out
at what I
and
need. Hold on, hold on, hold on.
with, like, not even necessarily with a flashpoint. You're just swinging out and one-tapping someone. And it's
68
like,
out of
as DFM,
75.
you got to be on top of that. Like they're not doing
138 out of
anything outrageous. It's not
155.
like they brought some crazy new meta strat or anything like that. It's either dry peaks or it's, as you mentioned,
67 out of
fault
68
lines,
for the mythical
flashpoints in
island.
combination with silos to push a
What
few
else?
around, but that is
211 out of
the meta at the
226.
moment. Like Breach Teo might be one of the most common combos that you're going to play against. So
Which
the
one
fact
should
that
I
you're
open?
just getting bullied by that is not acceptable at this level, I don't think.
Yeah,
What's
I
up,
will say,
Ribis?
I do think it
How you
feels
doing,
like a
man?
very nice fit for GE. I feel like they very much understood how to play that kind of style. I think
I
it
got all
worked
these
very
full
well for
arts,
them.
too.
They had a lot. They had a range of
I think
different
my
ideas that was
favorite-
executed well. So I'd like to see them lead on that
Favorite
style a
full
little bit more
art
through their
might
maps,
be
and
this one.
hopefully
I
they'll-
love Alakazam, bro. He's like literally my favorite
Yes, the more
Pokemon.
I see him play, it's not a player that I expected much from, but I remember the split map that you saw. I mean, he's the MVP here. His reach play was great. Like, he was directing the flow of traffic well with his util, setting up his
I
other
think I'm
players
gonna
for success.
open up.
But he's also
Maybe
got
I'll open
some
up like a
pretty good
new pack or
multi-fragging
something.
skills, and he's not afraid to get involved in the action. You know, he's not just that AFK breach.
What kind of wonder picks do we got?
Holding his fault line out. Like, he's actually getting.
Hold on, let's mute this in the background for now. We don't really have any good, like, wonder picks. I guess we just do our bonus wonder pick. Okay. I didn't really see anything in my wonder picks that I wanted. Bump it. Let's open up a new pack. Let's see what we get. Turn me up, chat. Come on. Oh, this pack's a little bent. Ain't nothing back there, bruh. What the heck is this? Boo. That sucked. Alright. Well. GG's on that. I mean, we could open up another one. I have the hourglasses for it. Maybe I saved my hourglasses though. Oh no, actually I'm one off. Rip. Alright.
Sure that, you know, DFM is going to have some idea from what they've been playing in practice and all of that kind of stuff, but I totally agree. I think for DFM, that free flow game that you got from kickoff is not how they stepped into this game. They've looked very slow, very sleepy today, and I already said it earlier in the pre-show. This is the game that these two teams need to win against each other to make the rest of the group go well. If you just have a slow start to kickoff and DFM is forced to try to make some upsets happen against some of the more difficult teams in the group, they might not be going to playoffs, guys. After a really nice performance, 5th-6 over in kickoff, they might just go straight back to where they were.
Yeah, fantastic point. This is a very critical first match of stage 1 for that exact reason. This is going to carve the rest of your pathway over the next 2 months. And you guys put them, you put Global Esports, DFM kind of close together, almost in the A-B range here. Does anything change here, or do you think DFM might be waking up? Do you want to give them a second chance?
I mean, the series isn't over. We can't move them before the series is over. I mean, my advice to DFM right now is wake up, guys. Come on, adapt. Stop playing the Valorant, guys.
Wake up. They already know. Like, that's exactly what they're saying. Like, we've all had games like where you're in the coach position and you're watching your team go through the motions. That is exactly what that was from DFM, and it's a really frustrating thing when it happens.
Yeah, I felt like they weren't adapting at all in that first map. I felt like G used their ideas again and again and again, and just DFM
Even
had
when
no
you went to the
answers.
comms, like Akami made that big play, and then we got the player comms, and they were like, "Nice guys, yeah."
Where's the energy? Where's
Yeah, against
the
PRX, they're like, "Yeah, we're the best."
Stand up, throw your monitor, get involved. That's what I want to see.
Don't throw your monitor. We do not
Throw
need a
your
tech
monitor
pause.
at the
I don't want a
LFT.
tech pause. But you're right. We need that energy. The same energy that we saw them walk out on stage with.
Yeah, exactly.
Like maybe they didn't have the blow up toys this time, so like I don't know.
Honestly, that throw your monitor comment reminded me of those, like, you know, Insta posts where it's like, you don't want to go to work today? Just throw your monitor at the other team. They can't ask you to come. You do not have to work today. Here we go, though. DFM, they're going back to Yoru mixed in with a chamber. So they've changed quite a lot. It's going to be a multi-senti comp. It's going to be a little bit of a slower style that you've been seeing.
Oh man, they're playing Pearl.
On that Yoru for the entry power, but also playing a bit more of a pseudo init because they are just playing the Sova instead of like a double init style that's a bit more flexible.
Yeah, I mean, I think this chamber's obviously going to want to get the op out, right? That's a huge part of the game plan. GE don't have too much to force it off apart from that Sova, so they need to find answers there.
Well, let's see if DFM can stay in the game or if GE is going to get the 2-0 to start off stage 1. We're going to send it back to our casters, Achilleos and Paper then to take it away.
Thank you very much. Let's get ready to jump into Pearl. I think the one thing we can all agree on is, yeah, that 13-1 scoring line, not going to be something that DFM is likely able to achieve once again here versus Global Esports. But maybe, since we think that, you know, that they're not going to get that again, maybe they can get 13-0.
Damn, she looked like she was sad to be there.
Sure, why not? Yeah. I mean, I'm all
Cheer up,
about
shorty.
it if it happens.
Damn.
I'm quite curious about DFM coming into this map because this is a very different comp from what they ran against Paper Rex when they 13-1 them. There's no Tejo in here, for example. The other thing is, this is G2's comp. This is literally the same comp that G2 uses on this map. And so you need to rely on players like Akame to do their best leaf impersonation, shut things down with that chamber, be really proactive on watching the flanks, taking mid control if they're going to try to mirror that in any way. Because that's something that G2 does super, super well with this composition, is they're really annoying on this attacker side, trying to lock down mid, and you can see GE's already trying to get ahead of it. There's a spot on the Patrick who, there's a flash waiting.
Boy, you better dash out of there.
Over towards mid, but they're already out of it.
Scaled quite far forward there in mid. Looking able to back away. He's getting tagged up, avoids getting taken down here. A couple sheriff shots at Patrick. Who
Oh!
so very low.
What?
8 HP now.
I said smoke it, not pull it back.
Solid damage, but still an opportunity for Patrick to find some impact here in the round.
That's opened up.
I like this mid space control they have though. This is good mid space control.
For the B crunch.
Yeah, they're setting up for a B crunch. It looks like.
Has an okay read on this. Trying to play into the smoke, trying to catch DFM off guard, but they paused.
Oh, they're about to fight. Oh, man!
Here on this B site.
Wow, what a beast.
Knocks him to the floor.
He is so good.
The rest of the team wraps around through the connector. Spike now planted. Just Yudotan and Poppy. Try to see if they can do some damage and turn this back into their favor, but a 2v5.
What some shots by May, bro. That was good.
Even if it is from these two players. Yudotan, though, on the corner, snappy with the first shot. Doesn't manage to find a Kame. Chamber on the floor. How much more do you look for before you call it quits and just look to try to die to the spike? Jinbung going to be noted here at Halls, just playing ring around the Rosie, not wanting to give him the opportunity as
he dinked the KJ.
Tagged up here.
Nice.
Jinbung able to go ahead and snap on, and
May
pushes forward past
May is
screens,
him, bro.
gets himself a 4K, and DFM get another pistol round win.
May is him.
Really funny to me, because this is G2's comp, and DFM is already kind of playing it like they do on this attacker side. They're very patient. They're very methodical. I mean, obviously it helps when
that was
is
clean.
just doing that. Pretty impactful stuff. But another thing that G2 does really well in this composition is they're really ready for trap plays. They're really ready for their opponents to try to catch them a bit off guard.
Nice.
And so is DFM. So tip of the cap, able to win another pistol round there.
What?
Outlaw for Akame.
What was that recon?
Intentional or not. It's cheeky to say the least. Nothing going to be noted there at A main. GE, similarly to what we were seeing on Lotus, just looking to very much play this death ball style. So 4 players clustered up on this A site. Poppy on his lonesome. Over here at B at Halls.
Yep, and that Outlaw, so good on rounds like this about making sure that flanks are controlled. No kind of cheeky lurks are easily able to get through. And they're just going to keep marching forward towards B. May at the long side, waiting for any kind of contact. They're going to try to squeeze Poppy out. He's just going to slide back in towards the defender
There was
side.
a stack for A, but they're going B.
Tunnels. And yeah, should be kind of a patient play, I would think. Maybe Poppy tries to pop through, gets a couple shots in. Art's got the regen shield, though.
They're really careful for this, even on an eco.
Now Poppy should just back out.
Yeah, just going to be forced away, down to 44. Your rotation's getting ready to come through. Akame able to find one. Yudotan going to be put down here by the Outlaw. And Wiley, GE, likely just going to get clustered up and wait for this spike to go off.
Should be the play.
Safe. Not safe,
exactly
but
how you drew it up here.
wait for the bomb
DFM.
to go. Yeah.
Able to get some good value out of that Outlaw and kind of force the issue in the next round for GE, but they didn't buy up. I don't think anybody bought anything.
No.
Just all classics. So
classics across the board.
Should have full armor.
Yeah, so Economy's going to be in a pretty stable spot here. Some maybe minor util investments there. You see Yudotan at 1600, but either way, spike will go off. DFM will flawlessly carry forward all of this weaponry as we get ready to go into their bonus round, and GE just going to go down to the spike.
All right, really curious now how the game plan opens up for DFM and what GE's responses are going to be. You know, you're basically forced into a position where you have to buy the full armors. That's the value of this Outlaw. That's the value of the chamber on this map. One of the values is that you can put your opponents in economic odd situations. So what is GE going to be able to do? And you know, as DFM, you're going to want to play slow. You're going to want to play methodical with this double Sentinel composition. Try to keep GE corralled and try to find that weak side of the map. Kame is trying to get ahead a little bit.
Oh, and the second shot connects. Kelly S. Lucky to be alive. Down to 10 HP. A little bit whiffy there on the start, but still some damage dealt. It looks like Kame considering scaling forward and looking for a little bit more.
GE there hiding their players, trying to keep DFM guessing.
Poppy the one trying to hold things down from Art, but Shoulder's going to be spotted. It's a little tiny bit of damage through the box. So fake out goes his way. Ultimately, not going to be able to turn away from it, but takes the time to go into the astral form. Set up a little bit more util as the drone pushes forward into Art, but it's getting cleared out. They continue to disguise May behind that box. Nebula up, Art going for the bait out. The wall comes up, gets away scot-free. So far, DFM approaching this very methodically, very wisely. This was just a rotate as well from Patrick Hoody. He just sprinted across to the B side. Right now, that Jet is not here trying to counteract. Still, though, 3 players trying to grind through here is push out of the smoke, and he just doesn't know which way to look. Jinbung able to find 2 as Kelly S. Crystal as well. All falling to the floor.
Nice
Solid
shot.
shot. Patrick Hoody will find the hit there. But Jen around the back, still on these lurks. Comes away with the kill, and Yudotan
3-0. This is literally looking like something that GE did to them last game.
The wall, they'll know exactly where he's at. Not
This
really
is
in a
looking
spot
the
to
exact
go
same
up
way.
Too deep, but this is
Now
gonna be a
DFM look
version
like they're
DFM
looking really good.
Absolutely fantastic thus far.
And GE look
and
really
it's
weak.
Taking a lot of, you know, what G2 likes to do on this map and implementing it themselves very nicely. And you said it well, they're being methodical. They're working through all the util that GE is trying to set up. Getting through that, you know, there's a double Sentinel on the other side of the map as well. It's a very different looking double Sentinel because you have the KJ instead of the chamber. So you have to be extremely thoughtful because you can get caught out at a moment's notice by an alarm bot, or you walk over a nano that isn't checked. Things like that can all of a sudden change the destiny of a round. So you gotta like what you're seeing from DFM. They seem very ready, very well prepared to kind of dissect and surgically cut apart the defenses that Global Esports wants to put into place. Jinbung there doing a great job. He's been looking really good today.
All too casual to be able to come away with that 3K.
Keep them cornered.
Now just the one rifle carried over here, staying in the hands of Yudotan, it would seem. Sheriffs for everybody else. Couple half armor purchases, but Minakami is just like, well, I'm just gonna keep using this Outlaw forever, I guess.
Yeah. It's so powerful if you can get some of these rounds going, if you can win that bonus. It makes it so difficult for your opponents. You know, yes, Yudotan is going to have the full armor, but nobody else will. Although, seems like DFM is realizing they left a little bit of space open. Better double check. Make sure that no one had pushed through towards shops. And they're just going to keep kind of creeping their way forward, but this has allowed GE to get a pretty good read. They haven't had any kind of contact over on the A side.
Oh, look at Global Esports reading this.
Going to use that smoke.
Oh, they are reading
even
this.
Deeper. Set a player
It is a
halls.
four-man
Now, Yoru,
stack.
have the ability to kind of potentially throw the clone through, throw a flash through, try to clear out that Hall's position.
Patrick Who just spotted the recon, not getting cleared fast enough through the wall. Kill does come through. It's Kelly S.
Hello?
Two, and suddenly the round is absolutely shifted. GN will stabilize, finding another, but Kelly S with a third. Sheriff
They
shot.
lost this.
Thorns thrown in, Akame sliding forward over towards screens, making some
GE
noise
read
here.
right into it too, bro.
Was
They
all
won
on the
this
floats of
eco.
just that outlaw. Try to keep
Wow,
it
they
in,
won the eco, bro.
Seems like
That is crazy good.
good things for DFM do not come in.
All right,
fours.
Global
As
Esports
once
back
again,
in it.
3 rounds in a row into a thrifty loss. Just like the way Lotus ended, Global Esports get themselves on the board.
And this is all about map control. And, you know, with an eco buy, things just kind of fall apart there for
Man,
DFM.
didn't even look in
And they're
that
just
corner.
kind of not calming well, in my opinion, about those Hall's positions.
I know, like, what's Vibes looking at, bro? Like, no comms?
To clear that Hall spot
Like, back
either.
hall, bro.
To kind of make it easy for Global Esports. You know, you're not anticipating that. And it really works a treat. So another good call, another good round for Kelly S. Was the MVP on map 1. Spot on to Patrick Who does have the operator. He's going to challenge this. It is an operator as well for Akame. So
On 9, they know the op is B.
Patrick Who, I think, not
Akame's
liking
got
that
one
they
too,
got
though.
Identified.
In mid.
Want to give them the opportunity to set up any kind of trickery there. Akame so far forward here.
With the
Towards
op,
Art.
too. It's
2 players go
crazy.
right around this corner. A high-low setup for Crystal and Poppy.
All he needs to do is just hold this angle with the op. Oh.
Crystal there should get the spot.
Check, but okay. Yeah.
Oh, they don't see him.
Behind the ball.
What?
Akame does not connect either.
No way he
This will
flopped
repeat a
that,
little
bro.
bit of jiggle out, now
No
teleport back
way he
across.
flopped that.
The dimensional drift in from May, just scouting out the A site.
Bro, no
Some
way he
information
flops
gathered
that, bro.
to
That
the
looks like me playing. That looks like me.
Scales forward up into that smoke. Just sat
You
there
don't
quietly.
expect that from, like,
No one to flush it
good
out. The wall
players,
still
you know
not
what I
broken
mean?
here.
You expect that from noobs like me.
Things very much get slowed down.
Ooh.
GN hits a hell of a shot on Crystal. Dead there at Flowers. Kelly S on the repeat.
They're humans, bro. I get it, bro. They're gonna make mistakes
punish
sometimes. It's
Art
okay.
going
I'm not
for this
blaming.
play.
I'm not saying he's shit for just missing a shot.
No, but they are able to find the follow-up off the back. The flash is
This
so
man
damn
Kelly
clean.
S is going crazy.
Now it is all on Jinbung. Can only find
Wow,
one. Kelly
he's
S.
him.
2 huge back-to-back rounds. As he nearly pulls off an ace and gets Global their second round win.
And they're doing a great job here of keeping DFM guessing. And again, the diligence is sort of there for DFM, but they're not really being cognizant of another stacked smoke push out. You know, they were able to deal with it in the pistol round, but here in a different spot, they're just not quite ready. May gets caught a little bit off guard, but Kelly S is just all over the place. Great setup with the Vice Flash as well on that push out. Starting to feel like they can start turning this around. DFM having a rough go of it. Still have enough for another operator. But that is a stinger for Art. So they're gonna heavily invest. Try to keep that chamber firing. Even though Akame was whiffy on that opening
Oh, look
shot.
at this angle jet. Oh, nice shot. Nice shot. That's what we expect from. That's what we expect.
Silently slid in behind the box there at A main. But a very good shot. Putting the Sova down on the floor.
Now you can turn your attention to other parts of the map. You still have the Vice Wall to cover that angle if there is any kind of lurk out there. A lot of util to clear through here. The double Sentinels.
Oh!
Onto the push. This time Kelly S.
He didn't wait for the star. If he would have waited just one more second for the star.
3v5. It's DFM. Oh,
What?
going wide. A little bit too much movement there from Akame, but either way, covering fire from the rest of his teammates. They're able to find Yudotan. And that now
Right, so you're telling me that was a shooting error. Okay, I got it.
Difficult position. Do you
He was
really try
moving,
to play
right?
for this one? You know that there's multiple players on the side of TFM that are dangerously close to some critical ultimates. The Cosmic Divide, the Hunter's Fury. And you have an operator in play. Patrick Hu does have a plethora of cash, but seems like the call to save has been made. So DFM not going to be allowing for Global to tie things up quite just yet. Look at themselves a 4th round win.
Yeah, it's going to be really important that Akame is going to be impactful with those snipers. He's able to find that big opening first kill, not giving the opportunity for Patrick Hu to trade. Getting that jiggle peek kill, absolutely devastating for Global Esports. And you can see Global is always trying to set up these little tricks, these little traps, try to catch DFM off guard. Worked a couple rounds in a row, but this time around DFM going to get the better of them. Doing a great job being diligent with clearing the util. You know, another trap play set up with the flash outside of mid connector towards the doors. That's dealt with. So DFM this time around able to come through on the better end of it. Just kind of march their way forward towards the site. That's a big win.
Yeah, a bit more to cheer for there for the DFM fans over in Tokyo. As timeout call will come through here for Global Esports, their first of the series. See what the adjustments end up looking like.
Well, and I think you probably want to talk about some of the ults that you're going to have as GE here. You have the Vice ult, you have the Sova ult, so you've got some ability to play retake, or to maybe set up another kind of trap where you catch DFM on the execute. So you might want to talk about, okay, how are we going to use our util to try to get the information on, get the read on how we play the round. You know, if you can catch them at the right time, you can throw those couple of ults down, really keep DFM from being able to get a comfortable plant in, or just try to flush them out of a retake setup. But it's difficult, you know, with the Vice ult and with this composition that DFM is going to be running, if they could get a plant down on B or something like that, use those sniper rifles, it could be really, really tricky to try to get some value out of those situations. So a lot to consider, a lot to talk about as GE. They are going to have still have an operator of their own, still able to get the full buy going. Like you mentioned as well, there's some big ults that are almost in play for DFM as well. So could play for the orb. You can see that they're trying to buy a little bit of extra time and space. Get a really good confirmation. Art's gonna get a little bit of damage in the Razor Vines.
Nothing that he can't widely shrug off. Shock Dart looking for that follow-up.
Should you be able to break the Vise wall?
A little bit deeper, more central to the site here.
And that, to me, again, signals that this is some kind of trap play to try to disrupt the plant, to try to disrupt the execute. They've got a couple players stacked, though. Another high-low setup, sort of, but drone actually
back, but no, it actually it does cut across over towards that B side.
Yep.
And instead, I mean, they just face forward. Crystal eats an immense amount of damage, but Art eating a little bit more. Takes the headshot there from Mutaton, is able to find a kill. Hunter's Fury going to be gained in death. As Thorn's now going to be popped here, dissuading them from pushing forward onto the site.
I'd be very nervous about this if I'm DFM.
Flash out the pace coming through, and Kelly S able to go ahead and collect
Right.
two. Hunter's Fury now from Crystal, just hunting, trying to see what he can find, but he's now just down to Akame to see if he can deal a little bit more damage, make this a bit more costly for the side of Global Esports. Just that operator in hand hits the leg shot, anticipates the close angle, doesn't have the op out fast enough, tries to go for a flick, but inevitably will have to go ahead and rendezvous out to safety. The time will dwindle, and the timeout call from Global Esports will work a treat as they get themselves a 3rd round win.
Yep, really like this timeout from Global Esports. Kind of similar ideas, but you know, you don't even have to use the Steel Garden from Kelly S because they just found a great timing on the execute to just get those kills. So you're still able to keep that in the back pocket to go up against this big ult cycle that DFM has coming into play. Potentially just really rip this half away from them. But you know, I'm kind of starting to get a little bit concerned here for DFM. They're not really kind of reading these trap plays on the A site when they go for it. That's a couple times where it's just a swing out around that box and Kelly S finds a couple big kills while DFM is walking down that ramp from A-Link.
Jump across. Patrick Hu trying to look for it here. Shots.
Oh,
Both sides.
my.
Both going to be going a little bit wide.
Oh, so close.
Both getting away unscathed. Patrick Hu pulls back over towards Halls, maybe considering a little bit of a repeat, but looks like he'll opt to hold the safer angle. DFM, though, no rotations, no thought of really playing around with A. They're just going to go ahead and really look to storm their way forward into the B site before any kind of reinforcements can come through. Trigger gets pulled here on the ultimate. Weapons taken away from the side of DFM here for a brief little moment as Yudotan trying to go up and over the top, but it's going to be the shot there from Jinbung with the classic in hand.
That man throwing, boy.
Finish off the enemy KJ. Drone still guarded now in play. No one going to get caught by that.
What the fuck is happening?
Exchange on both sides.
Can I just play the game?
The map, cutting it to pieces, and Kelly S trying to look for a timing, trying to catch them off guard. It's a falling to the wayside. He's in control now here in the hands of DFM, but shock dart at the feet. Decent damage found as May flash going deep enough, and that's the last one that he has at the ready. But as the wall falls, it's going to be Crystal, who actually
he got both of them.
And May. A 2v3, the drone not going to be finding a damn thing. Star set up for the pull. The recon going to be lobbed in. Quickly cleared as the spam fight begins. And Art wins it out. Another tap from Crystal. But there's just realistically no hope in hell. Would have to be an ace clutch. There's just not enough time for him. Even if he can get the eliminations, he cannot get the defuse. A team ace for DFM. What a pop.
All right, good round.
As they get a 5th round win. Once again, just not allowing for Global Esports to get a tied up scoreline.
Yeah, the patience is paying off for DFM again. Just sort of slowly but surely working these angles. Yudotan goes for a timing play.
Tell me this. Yeah.
That's nasty. Crystal is, we know how good he can be. 3 kills in that round, but again, with that chamber, with the operator, with the deep post plant positions onto the site, really, really tough to deal with that, especially with the double sentinel composition. You know, a lot of times it's going to be hard to find those flank lurk angles. Patrick Hu, so aggressive, but the drone to clear.
Very smart drone. Poppy this time able to slide away, not taking any damage.
I like how DFM are just not dry peeking. They're like droning shit. I love that, bro.
Available, but now has to back
I love that.
Well off from the angles. As Yudotan pushing forward, trusts that it's going to be a fake out.
I need a stop.
Fall for it. Patrick Hu now going to take a try his luck.
Oh, nice shot.
Stabilize that shot. Looked like he was going to be off, but it's the hit. Jan now dead. Smokes taken away from DFM.
You can see they're setting up sneaky plays on both sides of the map.
Oh, the wall's there. And
oh, that's bomb, too.
Dropped. Thorns now popped on the opposite side, and Cali S just staying tucked back. Reinforcements a world away, but it seems like he likes his odds. No one looking to really join in alongside him in this position. The spot out there, onto one player. Now look at the try.
Oh!
Blood and overwhelmed. Cali S still doing well to come away with another.
Wow.
Kame dead. May just taking the time, grabbing the orb, spike in hand. 19 seconds left on the clock. It's just going to be a save for the operator in all likelihood. Or maybe the call says, you know what, we don't need it. I do have a tour de force. Either way, Crystal will push forward and find the kill, and Global Esports continue to keep this absolutely neck and neck.
Yeah, and again, it's, you know, kind of a game of cat and mouse between these two teams.
Nice
Whose
shot
trap
right
plays
there.
can work better. And when you're able to find that opening pick as Patrick Hu, a really nice play, a really high tempo move there. Get up onto the screens, get the shot, and get out. To get that opening kill, send them over to the other side where there is not much information, and DFM doesn't check behind that box. They're pinging it right now on the map because they want to make sure that they don't fall for the same thing twice. There goes that chamber ult, like you were mentioning.
Oh.
He's starting to warm back up.
Patrick Hu, bro.
Peek and kill there for Patrick Hu. This time Jinbung on the
He
floor.
was 1-5. Now he's like,
Devastating is losing Jian.
he's like 4-5 now or something like that.
Given the util available. So far, nothing really being allotted over to DFM. GE wanting them to have to really fight to gain any kind of information, any kind of space.
But they've got such a good read on this. There's a deep turret over on B. So that's allowing them to slide to the other side of the map. Kind of cover A a little bit heavier. Helps when you get the spot onto Akame as well. Or Art, excuse me. And things getting a little bit dicey. Crystal gonna get ahead of this wall. Are they gonna be ready?
Waiting for the timing. Spots on the first. Pulls the trigger, finds it. TP having to be taken there by May, but he's delivered right into Kelly's hands. Akame only able to find one. Art down to 5 HP. It's Global Esports this time. Looks like they will jump the hurdle to be able to tie things up in the map.
Yeah, with Yudotan still in connector. No time to shift to the other side of the map.
10 seconds left.
Might as well just be a save at this point. Grab a gun here for Akame. Sit and spawn and hide and wait this out.
What do you do?
I think you need a timeout as DFM. Try to reassess some of what's going on. Maybe you've got one of those high tempo executes that you can try to dial in right now. Kind of turn things around. This is just, again, these trap plays. They're just not really reading the timings of when and where GE players can be when they can push out of those smokes. You know, you just don't anticipate it. And that's really been the name of the game.
No timeout.
Adaptations
No timeout.
haven't really always been there for DFM. They can win those.
Yeah, he
opening
went from
kills,
1 and 5 to
win
4
some
and
of those
5.
opening
Man,
fights.
Kelly S is 12
That's
and
when they're
6,
able
bro.
to kind of really work the map methodically.
Bro's going crazy.
Patrick, who again, trying to get into the
They
cover.
didn't see the op on the right.
There by Yudotan.
I don't think they seen the op.
May gonna contest that, try to challenge it. Just gonna set
Good
up
hit.
Dark Rose, but
No. No good hit.
okay, TP out, please. Do not try to go for that angle. That's gonna open up space for Yudotan. He's gonna try to challenge him a bit.
Time to jump. Okay, dimensional drift considered here. The gate crash goes through. Oh, he gets that ult off just in time. An attempt at clearing the gate crash, not quite going to connect there with the shorty. Spots out both players, gets himself over to
Oh!
At the same time, just pushing forward into the connector there, and Poppy just taken down. TV back out from May now. The pivot. DFM once again turn their sights over towards A.
No way we're going A.
Players
I guess
nearby.
they're scared of the jet op on B.
Spotting anybody over at main. Crystal, a quick jump peek there from dugout on the wall now. Waiting for the swing, clears the thorns.
Hey, no one's in that smoke. Shark
The
dart.
stairs to try to slope the approach. The thorns very much
This is
locking
giving
everyone in place.
this is giving them so much time to rotate over.
7 seconds. Looks like a pivot call is going to be made here from DFM now, sprinting their way towards B.
The double Sentinel setup, bro, is crazy. Killjoy just sits B or A, and then Vice just sits B or A.
Waiting patiently. Footsteps spotted. The shot there. Swinging forward. It turns
Oh!
the plant and kills them all. And Art will find one, May gets the other, but the time, it's out of their hands.
Damn.
Yudotan's so quiet, so patient, so deadly. Gets GE the round win. 3 in a row to now move up 6-5.
Chamber tried to save him. Chamber tried to save him, but
kind of awareness is falling apart for DFM. He's going to see those feet right underneath that one-way. Uses the smoke against them so nicely. That was DFM smoke, by the way. And it worked right into Yudotan's hands. And they're not clearing hall. We've seen this a couple times where they're not dealing with that very crucial position. I mean, you look at the teams that are really good on this map, it's because a lot of it, when they go B, they're clearing that hall. You know, you see like T1, for example. They're throwing their duelists into that hall to make sure it's clear. Every single time. You know, Buzz in particular is going to be one of those players who's making sure that that part of the map is theirs. And now you've got an ult here, like you said, for Yudotan.
And used it in the previous round when I thought he might just go ahead and ensure it didn't need it. As Crystal peek out, Crystal hunts
wow.
finding two. The Hunter's Fury.
Oh, two haven't died. Two haven't died.
But they have to respect this lockdown. They have to peel away. Spike not yet planted. 55 seconds remaining. As the Nebula obfuscating, stopping the drone from getting too much, but a blind shot still goes through.
45 seconds. We have time to pivot.
Quite a bit invested from both sides.
If we don't want to pivot, though, we can get re-hit, but they are still here stacking.
Slightly better position.
That might draw a rotation off. Yep, Asher's rotating off. Come back towards B. He just didn't see nothing.
It's been so slow though.
30 seconds left.
DFM is really unaware of what's going on in the
They're
map.
fully believing it seems like that this is going to be a hit onto the A site, and he's here to try to sell this one. He's passed the spike over.
Go!
The wall activated now. Noise being heard.
Go!
Kami just basically having to sprint. If he gets interrupted at all, it would just be the end of the round, but they're still running low on time. 8 seconds remaining.
Crystal
makes it to the site, looking to go for the plant. Shock dart. Attempted the bounce, not able to find it. This time the spike does get planted. It's in play. 3v3, 3v2 is Art on the linger.
Hey, no one's back off.
IGL of Global. Torrance popped, stopping any attempt at a Hall's push.
Damn these shock
A
darts.
little bit more damage. Jinbung. Last unscathed player is Crystal. Finds himself a third. 5 HP. They almost line up for him.
Come on, man.
But it's going to be Poppy left
What
standing
are they
as
doing?
Global get themselves a 7-5 half. This is after DFM convert the bonus. What a run back.
Switching sides.
Yeah, they're just doing a great job of getting the read on things. I mean, so far, I'm really, really stoked about the way Kelly S is running the ship. He is just captaining GE so nicely, and they are just keeping DFM guessing. You know, DFM trying to make some cheeky moves, Art trying to sell that they went over to A when they're actually doubling back towards B. That gets them the plant, but then they kind of spread and they're not able to win some of these 1v1s. But in general, just GE has a lot of these cool, cheeky ideas that, you know, this comp is actually kind of built to sort of deal with. G2, that's when I was watching them, you know, in the lead up to Masters, when I was watching them at Masters, that was something they do really well. You know, EDG would try to throw all these kind of trap plays, and they just kind of handle it nicely because you've got a couple TPs, you've got some ways to kind of handle some of that pressure, but DFM doesn't have those protocols built in yet. They were getting caught a lot of the time and not really able to keep control of that information game often. It was really GE who was ahead in that regard.
Right now, DFM needing to be the ones who are following the instructions on the sign. Widely quieted after the start of this map. It's been Patrick who, the one who's widely been filling this arena with noise. And I will not claim to speak Tagalog, but something tells me he's had some choice words thrown out in some of these post-round replays. But given the way that he's been playing, hey, you've absolutely earned it.
No doubt. He has just been stellar today in every aspect. May out in the open, able to TP out. Trying to bait a bit for Akame, but he got spotted. Turret there as well, so not really a ton.
Oh, would have been a hell of a shot.
Here's my toilet paper, bro. I need this, bro. It's for my nose, man.
Should know pretty much exactly where he's gone. So for now, sort of just pinned. Honestly, Crystal could just go for a double shock dart. Trying to
This pollen is no joke, boys.
He will be able to reposition. Just keeping him covered.
Messing with my sinuses a
Trying to
little
set
bit.
up a crunch plate in towards B Link. And A and Art trying to cut this off. They're gonna have to cede control of the B side over. They can get this flank under control. Could still be good.
Oh, Art able to find one. Poppy trades it out. Takes a little bit of damage as May looks for a timing. Seeing the shock dart fly.
Man.
Cannot confirm the kill, and Poppy's just holding down the door.
No way Global Esports wins this, bro.
1-for-1 on
No
the map.
way Global
In
Esports wins
pistols.
this.
2-2 in the
Oh, well.
series. Global Esports now with a 3-round lead.
Yeah, if that trap play doesn't completely eliminate GE's flank, if they don't have two players there, if it's just the one, you know, then May could feel a lot more comfortable to swing down, but they're just reading DFM at every twist and turn. May stuck in a bad spot, had to go for a hero play, couldn't convert. And GE looking like they might just take this map pick of DFM away from them, get some revenge from kickoff. DFM was able to take them down. Tap of the orb and high pen guns.
Oh.
Well, speaking of It's a good kill for Yudotan. Catches Jinbung just out on the side on B. Maybe just the timing with the smoke there.
I'll see it back, but Global not looking. And he
Oh,
manages.
nice
Very
shot.
Nice shot there from Akame. Finds Kelly S. Cluster up here from DFM. Call expecting this push here on the A site, but as Yudotan continues to scale forward, could just go ahead, sign out for the rest of the team, signal to them. This B site widely is opened up. It seems like DFM are acknowledging this potential timing, though. Thought of a pivot back, but
second guessed it.
Yep, are going to be sticking around here.
I don't know if maybe some footsteps got heard by Akame or something, but I thought maybe G was too far for that. It's just hard to say.
30 seconds left.
What convinced them that it was in fact A? They're going to know here in a second.
Yeah, they are. And there's the bad news. 4-player group up, 4 headhunter bullets in the hands here of Akame. Try to make a go of it, get a little bit more damage here perhaps. Pulling off the thrifty, just given the way that GE's been playing. Seems nigh impossible here for them, and they might even really try for it. Maybe some picks onto the exiting players perhaps. Akame swinging out, tailwind over the side, updraft from Patrick Hu, just trying to stay a little bit more elusive here. It's tiny bits of damage, and okay, eventually will get taken down.
Wait.
They find Yudotan.
Okay.
But the time, not really going to be there. It's just
Yeah.
all about damage from
Too
here
late.
on out.
Oh.
Seems like that might just be the end of it, and it is.
A little too late.
players surviving.
But it was a good try though. It was a good eco.
The damage dealt.
They got 3.
Global Esports
And some shield
themselves
broken.
up to 9 all the same. A massive win streak now across the two halves.
Yeah, you're really going to need to have a little bit of that and more. Just a jiggle peek. No smoke was even up. And long-range gunfire at B. Working a treat. A little bit of Astra util in there for good measure. Not that it was really needed.
Time for a field
But you're not able to carry much over. Guardian, Bulldog, and you got to buy up a little bit. Stinger, Sheriff, a Ghost. So GE here with weak weaponry. Try to challenge this mid position. And Akame is holding down. Bit of an off angle.
Raifu at the ready. He's going to have to be Johnny on the spot with it. Finds the first. Overstays though.
I think he
It's
should
up
have
a
just
little bit
TP'd
more, not
away
necessarily anticipating
after he
there's
got that
gonna be a
first.
3-player push in from Art. Speaking of,
Nice.
Art on the crossfire. Out on the side, able to find one. Patrick who going to be put
Will they
down.
clear this? Probably. But they don't.
Solid
It don't even look
advantage
like they're
game from the
going.
side of DFM as they need to prevent this bonus conversion. Trying to right the ship. Gian, a bit of damage there on the crystal, but unable to find the headshot.
Yo, if you hold me, I can drone
Kind of
main.
waiting this out. Art's got to be so careful. If he can't win a 1v1 against Poppy coming out of Link, this could be very fruitful for GE.
He just pushes up into the smoke.
That's one way to deal with it.
He's able to play off the damage previously set there on the crystal, so finds that kill, giving his life to the cause.
I mean, the dart came through, bro. Nobody shot the dart.
Can't really afford to have any more players
3v2.
lost.
Fake plant going down. Pros never fake, by the way.
Seconds remaining.
Pros only stick. They stick the defuse, they stick the plant. Oh, what a bait. May just got baited. And they're throwing.
Swing out, Jinbung dead. All on GN, and Puppy is instantaneous with a headshot.
They just threw that.
Bonus
They
is
just threw that.
converted. The streak continues. Global Esports.
They just threw that.
Absolute domination. 7 rounds in a row.
Just a great idea there to overstack that angle. You know, force that chamber into a bad position. You have to TP after that first kill or else you're in trouble potentially. Doesn't happen. And then Art, this position here on A, he has no help. He has to either win the battle at A Link against Poppy if Poppy pushes that angle, or just do what he did and just kind of die for the cause there to try to slow GE down. But then that opens up the site for GE. They're able to get the plant, get into post plants. You know, there's no real backup and coordination in that position for DFM. Need to work through some of these defensive setups a little bit more, in my opinion, to make sure that, you know, there's backup ideas there. There's something else other than get the one and done. Need a little bit more coordination. We've seen a lot of that from GE today. They've been doing a great job.
Oh. This time, Akame not going to be able to find the headshot. Yutan taking him down. Quick little jiggle peek out. May does find the follow-up headshot.
Nice shot by May.
Potentially recover the weapon, but for the moment does not have any kind of gate crash set up to try to rejoin over on this A side a little bit faster. GN does manage to find one, dodges the shock. It's about the re-peek, but LES just strafing over.
Just a little too hard, man.
Kill. There's the follow-up Thorns. Get situated.
3v3.
Flash at the ready. The drone to try to check May. Don't believe he gets caught by this one, and the second shot is able to find Poppy. Crystal, however, there for the punish. Comes away with the kill. Full flash there on to Kelly S. Forces him into the back of dugout. Just realistically, what are you trying
Wall
to
bang
do
him.
here?
Wall bang.
Attempted the Thorns, but quickly cleared the recon. Over the top to just try to get some kind of eyes on him, but Crystal swings the corner, comes up with two. And Global Esports are now just 2 rounds away from closing out this series and slamming the door in DFM's face.
I love these post-plan ideas from Global Esports. That positioning with the spike causes a shock dart to miss, so they can get the spike down without taking any damage, and they can play this post-plant because they've got control over
He didn't
secret,
let the gun animation come out first.
Dugout,
It's alright, bro.
make it really, really challenging
I mean,
for DFM.
might be a GG, but it is what it is.
Nice on-the-fly idea. Works a treat. You do have Maze ult here. You have the operator for Akame. So has to be turned around right now for DFM. That's almost all of your cash invested in this. You know, yeah, you've got enough for another buy in the next round, more or less, but GE's got time and money on their side. They're just waiting out.
I got Euro ult. I can Euro ult.
Just one.
Patrick Who's up over the top, catches a glimpse there. May eating some damage, eating a death. So eventually the kill is found.
I think that bot should not be there. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Into the corner, thought maybe go for the spray, just try to get the wall bank shot on the Kelly S. Now attempting it, but the spike is already in play. The plant is there, and now there's a cosmic divide staring them all in the face.
Well, and they're all going to group up and try to push from the other side of this cosmic divide. Could have created a flank angle, but
this is where you would love to have the dimensional drift still at the ready. Push out though. Wow. Quick peek from Jinbong, able to find one, but Kelly S situated up close. Gets rid of GN Art.
2v3.
Moments before. 2v3. You have this up and play. The time is not on your side. Purely DFM, you have to get out of here. Consolation prize, perhaps, as the tap does allow you to draw up this Hunter's Fury. But this round, this
GG.
map clearly is not yours. Global
GG,
Esports
bro.
will get up to match point.
GG. Global Esports is just the better team today.
It's
Holy
difficult to
Global
watch this
Esports
because
is cooking
this
them,
DFM
bro.
team looks scared. They look like they're not confident in some of their decisions. They're not creating flank angles. They're not trying to work against the ults of their opponents. And I would say if you're going to stack up behind this Cosmic Divide, you make a great point here, Achilleos, that not only do you not have Maze ult, but you don't have the flashes either to try to break through to the other side of that Cosmic Divide. So you need to create flank angles there. You need to go through Art and clear that, and then try to make your retake. Instead, they just try to go for a kind of a flood play. Just gets shut right down. Plus, there's the Cosmic Divide there. Okay, that's not great for Akame.
And there's no exit.
GG.
Nope.
Flick misses. Ronnie, who does not go out. They're just trying to reposition Art desperately. Urbanly hunting here for a kill and will be rewarded with one. Poppy going to be taken down, so at least able to trade one out.
And that's the smoke's gone. That makes this round, in theory, quite a bit easier. But Patrick, who's so far forward, Art able to outduel him. That's a big win for DFM.
Now into a 3v4. Kelly S getting a bit damage still. Not going to be dead quite just yet, but is whittled away at down to 40 HP. Making this a bit more unlikely to be the conclusion of the map, but
They have no idea.
He's got different ideas. How patiently does he play it is going to be the question here. GN at the same time able to find Kelly, so now he knows that he's running out of time. Spots the first player, but love to go a little bit deeper, get some more information, but instead we'll just settle for killing the Jinbuk here at Flowers. Now invests the lockdown.
Oh, and that alarm bot, so smart.
The swing around the back, the fake out, catching a shot. GN able to find the kill there, but the detain, it manages the strike. Crystal comes away with one. May still here, sending out the flash. The time is just not going to be on his side. They play it wisely. DFM not overstepping here. They will get
That's crazy.
Another round victory, breaking a huge win streak from the side of Global Esports and ensuring that this series does not come to an end quite just yet.
Is that 9 in a row? Is my math right?
Yes.
Cool. I mean, it takes these opening kills with a Hunter's Fury to essentially turn this round on its head, and still Yudotan almost makes a brilliant play there. Again, on the fly, unorthodox stuff, but I love the way he uses that alarm bot so that he can cut towards Secret to make sure that he can, you know, he knows he's outmanned in that situation, and using that alarm bot as an extra person, basically. Smart stuff, doesn't work out, but, you know, with that dimensional drift available for May, but you're able to bait that out. So, plenty of time here, plenty of rounds to work with for GE. Up and over with the blades, doesn't get much.
I'm at the ready, May able to find one. Escapes the gate crash, but down the 9 HP. Push forward, Art just gonna be absolutely massacred as Kelly is so far in.
They're
Poppy
getting
now finding
bummer.
GN, and it's starting to unravel.
Nice shot.
Spike gonna be planted. Ult invested, weapons taken away. May dropping down out for Flowers. Kelly S having to backpedal, shifts away, but Jinbuk out of the Nebula. And Poppy clearly just not quite registering it. Ends up getting eliminated, but two players are so very
Wow,
good.
May.
Somehow May
The
survives.
patience on May there is crazy, bro.
He's in with a headshot, Crystal. No util to speak of. You can see the frustration there in the player cam, realizing that it's just not worth for him to try to fight this one out. The fuse comes in, DFM. Find themselves a 7th round victory.
I'll pick them apart. You clean up whatever's left.
Yeah, so this time, well, you're able to stop the Blade Storm from really doing a ton there. Kelly S trying to break the site open. Him and Poppy doing a good job, but this time around DFM coming from a couple of different angles, and May just holding the line at Secret there. You know, GE kind of feeling pretty confident. Again, they have some rounds to play with, so they're allowed to try to push towards.
I don't know, bro.
Like
Global
Yudotan
Esports is
did.
looking like the
Try to
better
push
team
towards
today.
Secret. Yeah.
This has occurred to me that they still have 2 timeouts.
Who does?
DFM. They haven't used a single one. G is the only one that's timed out on this map.
Oh.
Might come to
I guess
regret
you're
that.
right. I hadn't realized that either.
All right, well, a loss of May. Akame able to go ahead and find Patrick Hu, so a trade on the duelist, but Akame down to 10.
Does DFM not have a coach?
Things grind to a halt here. You just see what they can figure out around Art, but not much being gained here.
My ultimate's ready.
Strong spots out one. Kelly S now ultimate going to be online. Might just pull the trigger on that once this Vice Wall is gone on B.
Just gonna use that steel guard.
Pushes Art forward.
So smart.
Yudotan is there. Ready to find that elimination. Jen holding the door.
Nice.
Jinbuk
Come
says,
on.
"I got a classic. That's fine. Buy the bundle, baby." Peeks in. Yudotan going to be taken down. Now the spike is stranded. All 3 players stacked up. GE would have to just brawl their way through this. So they're on the flash.
Ooh.
Instantaneous. Jinbuk
That was
with the 3-game
disgusting.
cleanup. He's a DFM.
8-12. Fake comeback again or what? Are they going to fake comeback or are they actually going to come back this time?
I love the idea again from GE. Using that ult to flush players out, but fortunately, GN, whew. I mean, there have been some snappy shots from DFM, but the game plan widely has been much better for GE. And who's actually taking the timeout? Who actually pulled the trigger here?
It's Global Esports.
It's Global, yeah, they're using their second. Still
Clearly
2 for DFM.
Not feeling quite as confident, perhaps, on the closeout here as they were on Lotus. We didn't have to really see any intervention this time.
I guess they do have coaches.
Calling it for the pause.
Why in the world they still got 2 timeouts in?
Able to bring this to a conclusion. not let DFM take this all the way into overtime.
Very curious. You know, this can be one of those rounds. Can't quite remember what the economy's looking like here for GE, but try to go for something.
I believe it's not in a great spot.
Yeah, it's kind of what I was feeling.
Here's the biggest concern for me.
Yeah.
Start of the map, bonus conversion comes in. 3 in a row for DFM.
Yeah.
Lose to a Thrifty.
That's correct.
How many rounds in a row have DFM just won?
I see, 3.
And GE's on a Thrifty. Attempt. Surely.
So you're reading the tea leaves here.
Surely.
Yeah.
It doesn't end like this.
Uh-huh. You say that. I mean, you've got an operator, you've got a couple ults, you've got a dead operator.
You got a dead op. It's Patrick Hu just over the top.
Yo, we just need to get rid of Alchemy, apparently.
Brings it out for the operator. Cloudburst covering fire. Obfuscation there as Jen will be
Patrick
able to
Hu?
do well to go ahead and ensure that remains on the floor.
Well, now he's got problems.
He's able to get away, not taking any damage.
Fortunate timing on that jiggle peek, but it does seed the operator back over to Kelly S this time. Change of directions, change of ideas. Art and May trying to set up just a check there. Getting some info, but it's actually a step ahead of where GE was coming. So Art all on his own here. There's no one else anywhere near this.
And he is in such a committed position with nothing to play around with, nothing to really work for him. The recon not used. Hits the first shot, hits a second.
Oh, come on.
Just be enough.
If he would have gotten all of those, bruh, that would have been crazy.
Pushing well past that.
He got 2, though.
To be widely unconcerned. He looks to try to flood a little bit deeper. Fight
1
forward.
down.
Cannot find more. Crystal now. A 1v2.
1v2. Yep.
The up in hand. The tap of the spike. Now we'll commit in for the plant itself. As the Cosmic Divide has dissipated. The peek in, May.
He's too good.
Firing the angle, we'll find the headshot, and this time, DFM
and they got
will
Euro.
not allow it to happen. See, I was right. And that's going to be them now getting up to 9.
You know what I would do? I would ult immediately with
though,
Euro
you weren't not worried
and try to find out if they are starting A or starting B. Just get info. Like, I would try to get info in the first 10 seconds of the round.
Great stuff here from Art. I mean, we see these moments from DFM, but the bigger picture seemingly mostly in GE's favor. But 4 in a row for DFM. Not giving up.
Needing to make it 7.
By right now, I'm Euro ulting. I need to know if this team is pushing here or not.
Got a couple. You got
like at least starting
that
here.
Really matters. Since you have the dimensional drift.
How many is starting here or whatever?
Check with the drone. Akame trying to dodge it a little bit, but
there's no one.
They know the ops on B now.
Him, so we'll just have to send the shot. So operator going to be identified. Needs to be able to get out.
Shoot!
If things go sideways,
right.
The drone.
Oh no, they're dodging the drone.
Back a bit. The start popped. Not going to go for a timing shot. They all drift across the swing out.
Oh,
tries to
the
hit
flick.
The hospital flick, but this time we'll be able to get out unscathed.
Now that's a tough play. Good job by GE there to at least break that angle open, but this is kind of opening up the rest of the map for them. There's going to be the
Oh wait, Sova's still there though. Don't smoke, don't smoke, don't
pops
smoke.
it or not. He just pinged it out. Hasn't opted. I don't think he.
Okay, they smoked it.
To go just yet. I'm not sure, but they're just waiting now for the reinforcements.
The Global Esports smoked it.
To make sure that.
Now Sova's walking a B. This should be an instant rotate for Chamber. Yeah, just instantly rotate, bro.
So maybe just going to set it up to cover the front of the site.
Oh, they're Cosmic Divide.
Just expiring.
They're fighting this?
Patrick Hu looks for the opener and finds it. Jinbum going to be taken down. Site widely opened up. 20 seconds.
Crazy that
on the clock to push forward. Crystal going for the plant.
Divide just fault that.
Thorn set up. Spike in play. 5 players still strong here for the side of G as they look to bring this series to its end. Dimensional drift out. May scouting calls here.
Nice shot.
Able to hold the line. Finds the first. Now
4v4. They seen one mid. No. Nice.
Arc going to be eliminated. Jien off screen. Able to find
nice.
May flushes out Yudoton. The Hunter's Fury to try and delay. Jien going to be taken down.
They know one's far back with the ult. Get on it.
Look at the damage. Both of them eating the hit. As May.
Oh, he stuck it.
Is there.
He stuck it. Akame's a beast, bro. Come on.
Away with a round win, DFM.
Oh, that was so close.
2 off, taking us now into overtime.
That was so close, bro.
I mean, this looked like this was game, set, match for GE. Patrick Hu gets the opening kill. And things kind of start to
Fucking
crumble a
the
little
balls
bit.
on that man to
Tom,
stick that through that dart is crazy.
I mean, there was so much post-plant utility. I mean, you had Nanos, you had the Astra, you had the Vice util, you had the Hunter's Fury. I thought for sure GE was just going to be able to kind of scrape by on that. But again, DFM is getting more active on the map. They're coming from more angles on these retakes. And that started to get them these round wins that they so desperately needed. Kind of made it a lot more difficult for GE to just post up into their post-plant positions. And they're able to clear out players fast enough to just barely squeak through with a round win. Now push towards Art, trying to overstack this A-side angle. GN's like, well, I've been here before. And this is something that GE's been dipping into to win rounds.
Akame here at main and behind the box. The trademark going to be cleared out over towards Art. The lockdown in play. Sights in towards main once again, but felt Kelly S very suspicious about this position, but isn't going to confirm anything here. The jiggle peek out, the shoulder spotted. The shot flies, but Akame cannot find the punish. A world away from his rendezvous.
Nice, he got one.
Through. Nice flick, finds one.
Nice!
Down, the redraw on the up, and Patrick Hu is dead. Tries to find this final flick, cannot make it happen. But
Dude, who is this Akame dude, bro? He is fucking.
Is my God,
I was saying earlier that we need to trade him, but we don't need to trade him. We don't need to trade him. Bro was hitting some crazy shots with that op.
Kelly S slowly slipping away with the op in hand, and DFM getting this 1 round away from an overtime.
This is quite the map. What looked like it was just going to be GE kind of running away with this series.
No, he got him.
Okay, kill yes.
No, he got away with it. He's so low.
The operator will be retained.
I mean, what a play here from Akame. Stuck on A main. GE knows it.
The first one was great. The second one, I couldn't believe.
Yeah, no. I mean, he's like, I'm peeking, I'm shooting, and I'm moving back, and I'm just going to keep swinging side to side until they take me out. He does a great job with it. That saves their round life. I mean, GE not doing the wrong thing in that situation. They got to clear that position, but just got outplayed.
That reminded me of that content creator that plays Chamber.
DFM might just send it into OT.
He's always opping, and he shoots the out bullet, and then he like switches to the headhunter along with the tour de force. He's like really good on Chamber. I forget his name.
Over towards Split.
That dude's crazy, bro. He's cracked.
Recognizes that might be a bit of bait from GE. You know, G's been doing this so much. He kind of recognizes that they might overstack this angle again, so I better get out of there and just wait this out. Still have the Hunter's Fury as well for Art, so he's getting into what I suspect is a position to try to find some value out of that. TP being sent out by May to try to cover over towards the A site. Top of the wall here. This is the old T1 play-ish.
And Poppy has to be the hero. The one to get them some information, trying to sell.
This is a 4-stack towards A, though.
Hunter's Fury is available to try to interrupt the plan. Stay on one forward. They get themselves here onto the site. They're on the Nano. Hunter's Fury going to be coming in, but it's going to be late. Now having to assess and try to spot out these players. The updraft out.
Oh, what?
Somehow not connecting. Akame nearly able to find it. Got battle, however, the shot connecting. Down the
He's so good. Like, he's just crazy. He's just crazy.
Gets rid of May. And somehow,
He's just crazy all of a sudden.
DFM now very much on
GG.
the back foot. Swing on the corner, Akame, the last one
GG.
left standing and not for long. Close but no cigar. Global
Almost to
Esports
come back.
do not allow for
DFM lose it.
to run it back, to take it into overtime. They close out Pearl 13-11, and they take their opening series here. Stage 1.
Oh, what a final round there for Patrick Hu. Welcome to VCT Pacific. Big win here for Global Esports as they looked phenomenal through most of this match, to be frank.
All right, man.
I
GG's.
mean, only that run back from DFM really had them
GG's
on the
to
ropes. It
Global
felt
Esports.
like
It was a good game.
Kelly-esque,
They got the
very
first win of
excited
stage
to
1.
have Patrick here with them, giving him a big hug, and this time off during the off season, DFM still has a lot to work on, still not really in a place where they'd like to be. And
all right, Chad, get up and
potentially a
stretch.
challenging stage
Come on.
1 ahead of them.
Come on, Chad, get up.
I'll tell you what, if Patrick Hu, he's going to keep having moments like that, yeah, I mean, I'd say the overall Pearl a little bit wobbly.
Yeah.
But if he's going to be able to find those moments when the tension is at its highest, and now that this guy was able to travel over to Korea, get his visa, spoil him, because if he's going to keep giving you
I want more of
like
that,
then
please.
good Lord.
Yeah.
You got to hold on to him, treat him like royalty. Incredible. Well, we'll get ready to hear from one of these players on the side of Global Esports. See how it feels being able to rack up this win off the start. I mean, again, we talked about how important it was to be able to find this victory here at the start of this group. Given where they're at, given who their opponents are going to be, for DFM, a solid rally back, but unfortunately not going to be enough to take us over towards Split. And with that photo, we'll send it down to the stage where Jen's going to be standing by for a victory interview.
Congrats, GE now. I'm looking for
What else
Patrick.
is there,
Patrick
chat?
Who? All right, come over here, Patrick.
Stretch your
Who.
hamstring out, boy. Good God, that stretches your
microphone.
hamstring.
Over here.
Man, I can feel the muscles
네,
being
뒤에
pulled
패트리크
on
선수
right now.
만나보도록 하겠습니다. 박수
It's been forever since I did that. I haven't done that since high school. But that was forever ago.
축하드리고요. 우선
I'm old.
이 정체성에 대한 질문부터 해야 될 것 같습니다. 이름이 본명이 마크입니다. 그럼 도대체 패트릭은 누구일까요? Now, Patrick Who? Here's the biggest question of tonight. Who is Patrick? I mean, your name's Mark.
It was just a random name that I use back when I'm competing tier 2 in Philippines.
필리핀에서 그냥 티어 2 리그를 뛸 때 그냥 아무 이름이나 랜덤하게 고른 게 패트릭이라고 하고요. 이름은 마크입니다. 자, 드디어 퍼시픽 무대에서 경기를 치를 수 있게 됐습니다. 오늘 전반적으로 어땠는지부터 소감 들어보고 싶네요. Now, you're finally here. We're happy to have you here perform on the stage. But how was it for you? You know, it's the moment you've been waiting for, got delayed a little bit. And are you happy with how you performed tonight?
It was fun playing on stage, but I'm not satisfied on what I showed today. So yeah, I will make sure that I will perform better next match.
재미는 있었지만 아무래도 첫 경기이다 보니까 좀 경기력에 스스로 만족스럽지는
Bro, you ain't gotta be
않지만
so sad
다음에는
when you
더
do
좋은
these
모습 보여주기
interviews,
위해서
bro.
열심히 할 것 같다고 얘기를 하는데요. 그도 그런 게 사실 스탯상으로는 또 요루를 처음으로 대회에서 꺼낸 거기도 하고 이 테오 브리치 메타에서 이 요루의 역할이 워낙 중요하다 보니까 부담감도 많았을 것 같은데 이런 부담감에 대해서는 어떻게 느꼈는지 물어보도록 하겠습니다. Yeah, well, you had a lot to
Bro, her
do.
job
I mean,
must be
coming
like
straight into the Teho Breach meta,
hard,
playing the
bro.
Yoru.
She's got to
That was,
translate
if
what,
I'm correct,
Korean,
it's your
right?
first time playing the Yoru
And then
officials.
translate it
you have
into
to be the
English,
one with that pressure to create that
back
space for the
into.
team. Was there a sense of pressure for you or a sense of nerves, considering that it was
That's
your first
crazy,
game
bro.
with the team on stage?
No, because we scrims a lot, and then I will just do.
Man,
what I need to
it
do,
impresses me that people even know 2 languages. Bro, I barely know one, English.
충분히 돼 있었기 때문에 그리고
The fact that they know 2 languages is crazy.
힘들지 않고 부담감도 느끼지 않으면서
At least 2 languages. There's no telling how many she actually knows. Like I mean, like for me, I don't know.
좋은 모습을 보여줬지만 아무래도 이 그룹
There's
알파가
people out there that know
응진이
a
쉽지
lot of
않더라고요.
languages.
이 GE
Crazy.
어디까지 올라갈 수 있다고 생각하는지 마지막으로 물어보도록 하겠습니다. GE in full force, you guys are looking good, but Group Alpha looks stacked. So how far do you think this iteration of GE can go?
So yeah, we practice a lot, and I think we are good now based off of scrims and what we showed today. My team is really good, so yeah, I think we can definitely do better what we did last split. I mean kickoff.
워낙 연습 결과도 좋고 스크림 결과도 너무 좋고요. 팀 분위기나 팀의 폼도 너무너무 좋기 때문에 지난 킥오프보다는 훨씬 더 좋은 성적을 보여주지 않을까 하는 기대감을 내비쳤습니다. 이렇게 해서 패트리크 선수 만나봤습니다. 그리고 1층에서는 DFM의 팬미팅이 준비되어 있다고 하니까요. 여러분들 많은 관심 부탁드리도록 할게요. Thank you, Patrick Koo. And for everyone, DFM fan meet and greet downstairs in the lobby. And good luck to you in your next matchup against Boom Esports. Let me show you a way out.
Thank you.
There you go, my king.
Did she say, there you go, my king? Did she just say that? Alrighty then.
Alright, we finally got to hear a word from Patrick Koo, whose name is Mark, and he decided to go for Patrick, but we still don't really know why. But
I don't think he does.
I've never seen a more chilled interview in my life. He was done.
He was looking determined. He was still thinking. He's like, oh man, I whiffed that op shot. Like he's like, I just want to go watch the VOD, you know?
Yeah.
Oh God, that's what he looked like. He on Soul, he looked like he was like, man, I need to go back and reevaluate what the fuck I did, bro. Let me go. Bro did not want to be in that interview.
But still, it's a 2-0. Great first showing for their Stage 1 appearance for Global Esports. The road to playoffs looking a lot more clear, a lot better now, a little bit more solid.
Yeah, they'll be very happy that they got this game across the line in the 2-0 fashion. It was looking close towards the end there, but, you know, they won the round that really mattered. It was a fake comeback in the end, so GE can leave very happy, feeling comfortable in a 2-0 heading into next.
Yeah, it actually kind of reminded me of the in the opposite fashion, the same series that we got between them in kickoff last time, where you had a very close second map, a bit more of a straightforward first map, a little bit of a comeback, but it was very sloppy stuff from both of these teams. I felt like on Pearl, I felt like the ideas weren't really there from either of them on the attacking side. And yeah, there was some kind of shocking stuff. I'm surprised, honestly, that you got that many post-plant wins for both of these teams on attack, because I felt like the defense was probably the more successful for both of them.
Yeah.
So game 2 is gonna take a little bit to start, but
you can't show up.
I mean, I don't know, man. T1 versus Zeta, I feel like T1 just takes it, no? Like T1's obviously the better team. They just won Masters Bangkok.
Executed well, and I think they played.
They're looking really good right now.
More solidly,
I don't see.
Just were not there in this game today.
There were slow starters in the
I
game.
don't see anyone beating them right now in the Pacific.
There's no timeouts. And anytime I see a timeout, I don't see the coaches from DFM talking to the players at all. Like, I'm just, and then I see the comps that they pick as well.
Yeah, and then DFM just did not call a timeout that game. I don't know what that was.
He's playing a KO or something, or a flash in it, and he's getting active, but they've put him on a chamber, and I just didn't really feel like it was a good fit for him. And then the Pearl comp before that, on the first game of Pearl that they played, I didn't like that one over either with the ISO Yoru. They've changed their comp 3 times in 3 games on Pearl. Like, I don't really understand what's going on in terms of the direction of this team, and I don't see the coaches talking. I'm like wondering what the hell.
Is there ever a reason not to call a timeout?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
So you wouldn't call a timeout if your players have kind of found the answer. So sometimes you'll be like, oh, I think we need to do this. You get ready to call the timeout, and then your IGL will go, okay, no, we need to do this. So then you don't call it. But to not use either is a little confusing. I would have thought at some point it would come up, but we're not in the comms. We don't have all the answers, so it must be something.
Well, that something cost them. Like you said, it's too little, too late. We have to talk about this moment. Little peg there on his backside.
Steal that for your ranked games.
Okay, all right. Look, you had some beautiful stuff from Kelly S this entire series. He was absolutely phenomenal. He was calling a pretty good game, except for maybe the attacking side of Pearl. That was not so fantastic. I thought GE wasn't even going to be able to get across the line there, and then that was going to, you know, maybe leave a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth overall. But for the most part, great stuff individually from Kelly S. Some great game planning and calling from Global as a whole, and I loved what we saw from them.
Yeah, he had A on lock, like, continuously. I thought he did a really good job. And I really like this little cheeky little play with the forward. Takes the forward control, puts the wall there, able to get one and isolate the spike in that round.
Yeah, pointing out this round, though, for DFM, they are playing the G2 comp, and the thing is, I just felt like they were so indecisive on this attacking side. They did get 5 rounds, but the thing that, you know, with G2, when they play these slower comps, is they're very decisive in the mid to late round, even if they have a slow early round, and you're seeing DFM constantly running down the clock. They went in towards mid-link instead of just kicking off the B-split off the back of the Yoru ult, and then they run into Yutatan in the back of the site and don't leave themselves enough time. I just didn't feel like it was organized organized enough in the mid to late round, or they had a clear enough direction playing a slower comp that a team like G2 might play, where they have very clear calling structure and very clearly planned mid to late rounds that they execute very well, despite the fact that they run the clock down.
Yeah, it's hard to play that slow, right? Playing fast is easier because you have a lot more structured. Yeah, it's very simple. If you're going to play that slow, you have to move around confidently, and you have to understand your opponent's movements. Like we saw at the end of that round, that they have a player backside and just nobody's looking that way. You have to be more aware if you want to play that slower style, and it didn't seem to fit with them today. You know, I'm sure it's been working for them in scrims, but it just was not there on that stage.
Now we do have to highlight our MVP. Not just for this map, but for this match as a whole. It's got to be Kelly S, I think, unanimously across all talents. Kelly S, not only is he their IGL, their caller, I think he really stepped up and just played really well in the server.
Yeah, I didn't really have any expectations for this guy coming into Global. He wasn't as big of a name as some of the other guys, although he has been making some waves in the Filipino scene and playing in various of the more well-known orgs over there, like Oasis and teams like that. So he is a kind of known quantity in Tier 2. I think he's over-delivered coming up and being the IGL here of Global. There's a lot of pressure on his shoulders, and he's playing with some pretty big-name players, but I think he really delivers in the server. And I think not only from the coaches, but also from him leading the team, I felt like they had pretty good game plans today against DFM, and it showed.
Yeah, I think they looked very solid across the board. I think you can see that the expertise for them comes in like the first 20 seconds of the round when they're able to really use their set strats. I think he IGLs very well in that style, and then in that kind of later on in the round, he's just free to kind of shoot. He's free to make his own decisions. We saw him anchor in A very, very effectively. Great pickup for GE in the offseason.
Definitely a very cool way to kick off stage one, but we do have one more match after this. We got our champions from Masters Bangkok T1 facing off against Japan's Zeta division right after this short break, so guys, don't go too far away.
Five minutes. All right, I'll be right back then. 5 minutes.
Pulsar by Naomi. Pulsar by Jenny.
Oh, baby. Ooh, there it is. Oh, I'm so happy with it.
Look at this. Isn't this perfect? It even has my name on the side.
마우스 누가 만들었는지 알려주는 것도 같이 들어있고. Thanks, Joshua. This mouse is ready for a fashion show.
It's Pulsar by me. It's by me.
It's by me.
It's by me.
It's Pulsar by you.
Red Bull gives you wings. Red Bull gives you wings. Red Bull gives you wings.
All right, Chad. Well, I came back at 3, so. Yeah. Should we watch this?
这正面被特快专递给震到了，所以没有办法补枪。寒车的明
居一发入魂，收掉 YOU。Viva 跟 Coconut 这个点位不太好走了，不太好打了。现在你想传点都已经是没什么地方可以让他们传了，
只能打这个 A 了，没有办法。这两个人
And then I'll put
光也没有了。
I'll put this over here so I can keep up with it.
这个
剩余30秒，
精准投放了15秒的时间。
守门
一共就剩30秒。
对，把你的位置想骗出来。寒彻来到了后点，寒彻的明局一直在炸你。
卡住就可以。其实如果想稳拿分的话，把人卡住就可以。寒彻这个明局已经架好了，但是这边有人在做一个绕后的直架哦，维娃。
剩余10秒。
明局如果发现的话，效果没有去架这个点。这把明局是打掉了，而且下一把也是起不了了。
把这把明区打掉了，我觉得是 XOG 最好的一个收益。没想到还能等到一个寒彻，虽然这一分没拿下，不过好消息是把最大的威胁处理了，而且这一分就感觉现在 XOG 他们的一个协同性稍微有一点点差，就是又引一个人先引出来了，甚至没有人跟他一起抢。
被这个特快阵地给隔断了一下，看一下明局是能起的，刚才 Player 是帮忙起了一把，刚刚 Player 有3000块钱，加上一个获胜的奖励。 确实这一分明局再一次能拿到手里面，能够看到这个 C 点 XLG 要进行一波强攻了。这次明局在 A 不会有一个明局出来狙你枪了 ，Raga。看一下这一分该怎么打。5个人全部在 C 点，叫做一波进吗？
C 宝点，铁骑进援要开自己的铁骑进援，选择了强进。 精准投放给到了爆点后，让你爆点后是没有办法炸人的。所有人 AG， 所有人都已经退守到了后点，但是不想让把守方家放了。不过这个位置要进行回防。
冲绳点的位置被
也不好清啊。
对，不太好清的一个状态，而且现在看下来，寒彻是有一个时光修罗场的，这个很重要。
实里面
指导来了，时光修罗场直接来了。
没什么其他反制性的技能。
Happy 为被干扰，正面冲绳点的位置没顶下来，而且 Killa 还有收获。 只能在点里面了。
墙上有人漏枪管了，自己还吃到一个精准投放，被眩晕了，没有办法踩出来，还不会躲，眼里面连接
哦，
起来了！
哇！
Happy 在这一波在黑帐里面把3个人全点了。
我的天哪 ！Happy 为一个人在眼里面硬接，关键是2号位是跳进来的。
跳进来的过程中还被人家给空接了，确实在跳的过程中就已经把这个。 头部命中
完了，那现在这个时光修罗场都给出来了，这一分没有拿下，对于 A 来说有点伤啊。2个人想要打协同，甚至寒彻刚掏出来枪就被一发投了，而且 Coco 躲在枪后的位置，成功的接住了瀑布的人。
Happy 为再一次挽回了这个局面，6比2的比分 ，XLG 手握4分的优势。看一下这分要跟你做 A 点的一个火拼了 ，Raga 先过来看一下离魂过来的 Happy 为很神秘哦。寒彻的位置是在看这个 Happy 为是在我们家的后点的位置嘛？他在想，但是 A 点正面已经进了，寒彻一个人不太好跑，自己没有。
不被默认审判给了出来，不想让你有机会来抓爆点后的队友。AG 现在这一分要把自己的技能 all in 出去，但是第2时间还能再强进，李斯南成功断掉了 Raga， 不过 Coconut 在正面把寒彻一处理掉，Happy 为还在跑神，也要消失了。
I love it.
这个方技能拍下来，但是正面这波该怎么去打呢？确定的
T1 versus Zeta should be starting in like 10 minutes or so, I'm guessing. So right now we're just gonna watch the Chinese games.
牛逼，又再次被 Happy 为成功接下，现在 Happy 为手感有点火热。过点再闪身枪，但是 YU 补枪来得很快，李斯南的位置明牌1打1，不知道 Viva 到底在哪 ？Viva， 他还有精准投放，
哦，he seen him，
知道的，
血量不高。 打提前量出来
，What？
没办法
，My right click does not do that,
bro。感觉没必要完全露出来啊。
My right click does not do that。
突然静音下来，想看一看外面到底什么情况，但是晃大了，而且打了个照面。明显维瓦也知道自己被发现了，突然对方大脚步。
对，20滴血的血量确实有点太激进了。不过他在树屋躲着的话，对方来抓他也是一枪的事儿。
是。
没低包，感觉再出去想 P 个。
He must have seen like his shoulder or something popping up in tree, and that's why he like focused on tree.
6比3，AG 现在
Obviously, right?
还
He's
在
seen
进
something.
行一步追分的路上。XLG 这边叫出了一个战术暂停，想把分再稳稳的拿一拿。确实，其实对于 XLG 而言，点里面是能守住，但是后点后面三方的一个进攻导致的就是很难让 Happyway 一个人赚很多人。点里的火力来说，没有人能帮 Happyway 去补枪，都是来的比较晚的。
然后你在包点吃到了对方太多反制性的技能了，末日审判也给了，但这一分虽然输了，不过对方的关键性终结技能都没了。XOG 可以去把自己攒了半天的终结性技能可以给他交出来了。
是。这个终极技能很有可能会进行一波终极技能的一波冲点。因为其实对于这个阵容来说，夜路、太湖、铁壁这套阵容呢，其实爆弹进攻的一个毁灭性是非常巨大的。
夜路就是一直在跟他们打拉扯，但是我们在赛前说的，这套体系你只能打拉扯出来，你要打强中点，太湖跟铁壁一定不太适配。
是的。看一下 AG 这边选择起了一把数位啊，这波是要跟你去硬拼了。维瓦给队友起了2把枪，自己经济不是很高了，叫队友发了一把害灵出来。6比3的比分，看看这分怎么去打。SLG 手里终极技能的储存量不是很够，需要 Raga 去吃一个技能点。
BY 成功顶了出来，但是这一分1勾1打，正面还有 Kira， 哇 ，Y 又被收掉，建议还能走，山坡地线给了出来，但是没有办法强清。Raga 一个人来到 A 还自己吃到了抑制的效果，他应该是被前期爬中看到了。
知道了，这个 Raga 是一个做单挂、做拉扯的，所以不跟你打。但是这个技能点是能让 Raga 吃得掉，有神尾不绝喽。
准备切入。
这分XLG 先准备让2个胡子组合先去把这个 C 点先控住，前期爬虫过来以后，然后再给到 A 点压力，应该是不会去打一波 C 的。但是确实也拉扯了
solo walking up A
这边的一个人啊。
是。过点硬层台阶，
哦
进来小但被丢被反秒，
那没办法了，只能一直打 C 了。
你只能往 C 区走了。
对。
If he could have gotten the pick, that would have been good.
还有一个变数
Bro was just solo walking up A.
自己的位置暴露出来了。
知道有人，海佩维这边给到一个黑杖，假装过点，但是其实理论上而言也不会去管他，不着急嘛，不太确定其他2个人的位置。
山峰地线给出来，包点后要去抓人，这边 player 一直躲在了前点，没人补枪。
What? How is he still alive?
点位 Happyway 摸了半天，终于摸到了。那这边收高火动 Happyway 还是想把守望家里面清理下来。
14秒了，
哦，一个可惜了，手感
That was a nice shot though.
太多。
是的。暗眼再给到，和更高的位置被黑到，瀑布
全黑的情况之下 ，DLB 也从瀑布拉出来，正好看到一个头戴全黑的一个可功能的。
是的。6比4，那这分 AG 再一次拿下来，这分也是 AG 整体的一个战术调整之后的一个结果吧。确定了对方 Raga 的位置以后，也不跟你去多打，反正你这个决斗应该是做拉扯的。这次想得很明白，而且这个1勾1打打得非常的完美。
是的。
AG 现在把整个节奏都慢下来了，就是反正你跟我打拉扯，我一套技能打下来的话，你很有可能还会被打崩，因为他们这一套其实光速飞跃飞过去的话是很快的。
AG 现在反正想的就是你再打拉扯，你起码得安装爆能器嘛。
对啊，
因为你不下包我不回，你下包我再回。
下一个是谁？
正面神尾不绝直接去找人了。哎，看了一眼，这正好没有看到 Kira 的位置，而且他现在找了一圈以后没发现人，不对，很奇怪。
那就知道你 C 区又是放空的，完全放手。而且从技能上来看的话，没有反制性的技能可以顶前点。
哎 ，Kira
有人飞过来了，但是 Kira 在烟里面向上，接连卷地要轰。哇，这个位置接连卷地轰出来的话 ，Kira 很有可能会被轰到乡下。不过知道了暗眼的一个情况之下，接连卷地只是为了给你拖延时间，不会来跟你去硬抓的。
对，
把你所有人往后逼，再给你一个矩阵一波。回震到山崩地线，对方反制的山崩地线。
闪点爆破来喽，吃到闪，吃到黑，正面。
加上队友的暗眼要硬接。
正面没有接成的情况下，
时间没有拖太久啊。
对，看一下 Happyway 了，这把判官，
这把判官，
再来，
连喷3人，又是 Happyway。关键时候，关键武器成功阻挡了对方的回防。Raga 手上虽然缺一把锋刺，但是现在时间在消耗殆尽 ，DLB 必须得想办法找人。延后大脚步被听到了，Viva 给你来了个究极炮打。
近距离的害灵还是更有优势的。DLB 最后也是没有什么机会，最后 XLG 拿到这一分。 这分其实整体看来，就是这个监督选帝已经想好了跟你去做一个拖延时间了，再给你第二步给你部署一个判官在这旁边。这波也是 Happy Way 在 C 点再一次进行一波3杀，4比7的一个比分。
上半场最后一局，韩彻也是再次拿到了他的明车。
这个回复已经等多时了，这分应该是让 Delby 去回复单控 C 了。
对，要把 C 外控下来。XOG 一看你有回复，那 A 场直接跟你拼肌肉了，抢就完了。
Kira 手里是
走
判官
了，这个位置太不了，这山坡地线给左边。
自己这把判官也没有办法去清这个点，哎，这个位置开树屋有机会玩判官哦，
哎，但是走了，
哎，
树屋第一时间真不好进，
这就是拉扯。
他们知道对方这个经济很有可能会有怪东西存在啊。
是。
要拉扯到 C 区嘛，让 YU 一个人进，魁父要去做动作。
啊 ，YU 如果打过的话，肯定是可以去的，但是现在目前来说 ，A 点动静给的很足，而且技能也给的很多。但是 Viva 手里的精准投放马上就要好，正面先对枪，
先把李斯南秒掉 ，Kira 手里面绝版判官，看有没有人会来树屋抓他。前期爬虫并没有第一时间清树屋，不过对于 XOG 来说是有意识的，来了，哎，没清到，
开树屋，两边一起夹击，哎，看到人了，
上枪了，喷掉一个换枪，但自己只有5滴血，对。
正面 player 过来能接到一个，他对正义很准，但是现在位置不太好站了。韩彻的明车终于想枪，抓到了 YOU 换把枪，马上人就来，但是自己位置被确定。
但现在是个2打1，
时间已经在消耗了。
来得很快啊，韩彻只能露着脚步走，但自己的位置完全明牌，
跌撞撞
有精准投放，加上特快传递 ，Coconut 跟 Viva 要开始玩技能了。
时间一直在低，给到韩彻一个加急的信号。先来闪点爆破，找到人，知道没带拆，再来精准投放。
There's no winning it with Taeho on the board, bro. You just don't win it.
能打赢的时间啊！
拖时间，侧身的机会，抓到了 Viva， 上半场8比4战罢。AG 防守拿到4分，也算是对他们来说算比。
Almost forgot, boys.
We're gonna go to playoff. 킥오프에서 만난 팀들이 꽤 많은데 스테이지 1에서도 이길 수 있지 않을까요?
So Genji's Alpha, Garrex Alpha, Garrex Alpha. We're chilling.
올라갈 것 같은 내 팀은 일단 농심이랑 T1.
탈론하고 RRQ가 올라오지 않을까 싶습니다.
T1 is I think the best team in APAC right now.
T1이 제일 잘했던 거는 개개인 퍼포먼스가 좋았다고 봅니다.
Meteor has been proving himself as like methodical and very fast at approaching the game.
Their macro, Stax is pretty good with macro.
저에 대한 얘기하는 사람은 없었나요?
Talon, I think better than last year. Now finally being a full Thai roster.
I look forward to play against Killua. Hey Killua, welcome to Pacific.
ก็รู้สึกว่าเข้าขากันได้ดีครับแล้วก็จริงๆก็รู้จักกันมาตั้งนานก็เลยรู้สึกสบายใจที่เล่นด้วยกัน
So this stage 1, we're gonna destroy every team mechanically.
농심도 어린 선수들도 되게 많다 보니까 경험치 챙기다 보면은 강해질 것 같아요.
I think RQ has a very solid team. They seem to have a hard time closing out games, but I think they're still very strong.
The Jim can however holding it down now. It's showstopper. Oh! It is an ace. Swings down. It's another ace.
농심, it was a pretty fun game to be honest, but I'm scared that like all of us, like our energy, especially if you lose the game.
다 즐겼었던 것 같고 갈 때까지 가보자라는 생각으로 텐션 높게 재밌게 했었어요.
Noxim, the next time we meet, we're gonna crush you because I'm gonna be in my best form.
For RQ, they will beat us, but they stick their playoff spot as always every year.
For Team Secret, kind of same like last year. Like they don't change any roster. I don't think like their roster is good enough.
Nagselos na ata kayo sa team namin eh.
ステージ1のゼータは各選手の強みが出る、ちょっとアグレッシブな試合が前より見れるかなって。
NSにはちょっとリベンジして勝ちたいです。
I'm getting tired, boys.
이번 경기에서 매운 걸 덜 먹어서 그런가. 너네 신라면 먹어봤어? 람용? 람용? 라멘.
What? Ramen.
So before retiring, I will always want to lift a trophy. So as soon as I lift one, I think that's it for me.
Confident kami ngayon sa stage 1 since dami kaming iniba sa team namin And yun, tatry namin yun sa kanila.
첫 퍼시픽에 와서 좀 못한 게 좀 마음에 많이 걸리더라고요. 더 좋은 성적을 낼 수 있도록 약속드리겠습니다.
Our mindset coming to stage 1, probably no respect. Good luck to everyone. We'll show you no mercy.
今のゼータディビジョンは前とは違い、プレイスタイルもいろいろ変更して、僕らの強みがどんどん引き出されている最中なので、いい流れに乗って全部勝ち切りたいと思います。 저희가 아무래도 마사지 우승하고 분위기도 좋고 자만하지 않고 거만하지 않도록 약속을 해놨기 때문에 스테이지 1에서도 좋은 모습 보여드리도록 하겠습니다. 세계 최고의 팀 T1을 지금 바로 확인해 보시죠.
Yo, is T1 the like most rich org in all of esports? Is like T1 the richest esports org? I should ask it that way instead.
Stage 1. Rise Pacific. T1 Masters Bangkok winner.
Here we go, VCT Pacific, Stage 1 and fresh from the shores of Krungthep Mahanakhon. It's our Masters champions, T1. Now energy is at an all-time high for them, and things have clicked for the squad, including figuring out how to bring out the best in Sylvan, the shared calling between Stax and Meteor, and Buzz always on his buzzkill mode, and somehow they've leveled up even more. So this team is even more dangerous than ever, and it's going to be a really tall order, gentlemen, for Zeta Division, who have yet to
I like
show
that beat.
what
That
they
beat's good.
really got.
I mean, what is there left to say about T1 that hasn't already been said? They're the best team in the world, and now these guys have to try and stop their streak.
Is this the team that's going to do it? We just saw it in the interview just now. Shiota, he was saying, look, our team has completely changed our play style. We should be expecting a much better performance in Stage 1 from the squad.
Yeah, I thought it was very interesting what he was saying in that video, saying, you know, you're going to see more of our mechanics, more of our individual skill. We're going to be more aggressive. So looks like they're going to take the fight to T1, really be loose, which is what they need to do today if they're going to manage to upset the Goliath that is T1.
Yeah, I want to see them play a waylay on Fracture. To be honest, we've been seeing it in the Chinese region. I think that you can definitely play this execution-based style, and I think it fits the roles of Zeta Division as well. Clues loves to play the breach, but I feel like in that initial kickoff, they couldn't capitalize well enough off of it. They've had plenty of prep time. The coaching staff can get these guys ready. T1 have had to show absolutely everything that they can do to be able to win at that international event. It took everything for them to push it all the way into the finals of Pacific. And for them, they want to win it out this time because they didn't win in Korea last time around. And
Fracture, Split, and Haven. I love these maps. Okay, except for Split. Like, I don't really care for Split that much, but it's better than fucking Pearl, Lotus, and I don't even know what their third map was. I don't even know what their decider map
I
was.
feel like none of it matters, right? You can go to Bangkok and win Bangkok, but if you
I'm fine with Fracture and Haven, though. I like those maps. Those maps are...
won by Zeta,
I don't know why people hate on those maps so
that's the
much.
very start of the
Well,
year.
especially
The
Fracture,
year
I
is
should say.
long. You have to keep it
I get it for
performance to
ranked,
stage
but
one.
I
To
love
stage
watching
two,
it in Pro
and
Play.
eventually all these playoff games that are going to come to make it to these other international events. You can't stop now if you're T1.
I mean, yeah, Quack is counting on them, their downfall, though. Otherwise, he's going to be as bold as paper thin by the end of things. So that's something that I can't wait to see, and I think it'll be a reality because T1's pretty bloody good. But it's up to Zeta to show us what they've got here. Fracture is their pick. It's a map that there's a lot of reps on for T1, and they are not, immovable on this map. 3 and 5. They are beatable. They've lost a lot of games on Fracture.
And they haven't had time to really fix it since.
Yeah.
You know, they had a little bit of a break, but you know what T1 was doing the whole time? They're doing content, interviews, they're celebrating their wins, they're resting a bit. So what have they really fixed on Fracture? Of course, all the players players that we saw in the interview as well were commending T1, whether individual players or collectively. Still a tall order, but Zeta Division could take advantage of this. And like you were saying, Pilsky, I really hope we're seeing something different. No, it's still...
It's pretty standard from Zeta, but Zeta, instead of on the chamber, he's going to be over onto the Vice, but this is the most common meta comp from Zeta, so they want to play the meta. They think that they can execute well against what T1 is bringing, and for T1, there you go, Buzz back onto the Neon, but it's not double duelist this time.
Yeah, it's definitely fitting more of this standard style that we see with Bridge Teo. I mean, it's nice to see them, T1 kind of bringing this out when they were so good at that double duelist. I want to see what else they've managed to add to their game in this short time.
Well, I'm sure T1 has adjusted for the playstyle back in Pacific, and I'm very excited to see the very first map back in Pacific by T1 and Zeta Vision. To take us through this, it's going to be Achilleos and Paper Thin.
Yes, here we go, our second series, the first day of Stage 1. Zeta Division looking to do what DFM could not in the opening series, which is get that win here for the Japanese fans watching back home at Tokyo, and as well as the ones that are here in the arena, because they always come over to watch. But they have to go up against T1, fresh off the victory there at Bangkok. The best team in the world. Can they get it done?
Yeah.
Come on, you're the guy.
I mean, yes, I do believe in these players. I believe in this team, but you're making a coaching change again. You know, Jonta has been removed from Zeta, so we're going back to XQQ, and you know, with Carlisle still there. Yep. So, you know, the idea is maybe going to start to look more like 2023 Zeta potentially, where things are maybe a little bit slower and things like that. But they said in some of their, you know, interviews here that they've got a new look to them. So I'm kind of curious what that means. Like, we know that when you've got players like Depp on the team, you can go high tempo if you want, and he can kick down doors for you, but he obviously didn't look good, frankly.
Sure.
Them and Team Secret looked like maybe our two weakest teams in the region, so a lot to prove here for Zeta. I like the talent on the team, but you're also going up against the Masters winners, the best team in the world. Good luck.
Good luck indeed. Let's see what they do have prepared. Fracture, the map pick for Zeta Division, favoring their chances here on the map. And then, of course, Split on the horizon there for T1. We always get bangers on Split, so some familiar territory for the side of Zeta Division. Let's see what they got up their sleeves as we jump into the final series here of the evening.
Libra,
some differences here across the board.
Literally like an hour later.
We have Depp on the Rays and Buzz back on the Neon. Desk was highlighting it. No double duelist, which for T1 these days is a fairly rare sight.
It's one of the few maps where they run Tejo and not double duelist, so big scrap coming up here.
They have in the past, but yep, relay bolt out the rip, the fault line off the back, and Buzz is able to collect two instantly, as this is going to be a very, very fast round to start things off. Welcome back from Bangkok. T1 take the pistol.
It's just a great setup here to use the relay bolts to
absolutely
force Zeta
cooked
back
already.
into that
GG's.
corner,
T1
and then
wins.
you could smother them with the Tejo breach combo. Everything in the kitchen sink there. The salvos, the aftershocks, the fault line.
GG's.
Beautifully drawn up from T1. Just read Zeta off the rip and had them completely destroyed.
I mean, I guess we'll take a look at it. Look at the replay.
Oh, it's going to be a short one.
Yeah. And back into the game.
I love that quick little shot of Izu. Just, yeah, business as usual here. Just trucking along. I think there's a lot of cool things to talk about with T1, but we'll see. Looks like there might be a little bit of action early as Sylvan's gotten pretty aggressive towards Spawn.
Actually getting a bit of damage, and Sylvan will get taken down. Meteor there to go ahead and collect one. Buzz actually able to find the stabilizing spray, as it's now just Sugar Zero and Shota. Minor control of the site here in their hands. 4 players from T1 looking to fight their way out of A main, and that's just going to be Zeta saying, well, let's just go ahead and rotate over to the B site.
Good call here from Zeta, able to kind of work their way through, find a little bit of extra open space to at least get the plant down, get that extra cash. See if they can do any more damage.
Spike planted.
Still though, for T1. Losing one more player is not the end of the world. He's going to try to go for that retake. Shota going to hold the tower. Sugar Zero going to try to play a tucked in position, but maybe read by T1. We'll see.
Flash out, contact here, and the hair off from getting the headshots as Buzz sliding around, gets the stun up, and gets the spray down. Shota going to be taken out, and T1 cleanly will start things off 2-0. As you said, not too big of a concern with the one death. Stacks able to go ahead and scoop up the weapon. And now we get ready to go into the buy for the side of Zeta. We'll see what it looks like. Depp obviously having spent quite a bit of cash in the previous round. See what he's going to be able to put together.
Have to wait and see. T1, not a team that's going to go for like an outlaw or something like that on Fracture. Buzz looking really fired up on the Neon. Doing a great job piloting that agent so far.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, it is going to be the outlaw. Make me eat my words.
2 players at risk there with the half armor.
That's not something I saw very often from T1, so changing things up a little bit.
And posted over outside of A main.
Launching smoke.
Like one of the cool things about T1 was that they played very off meta in a lot of different ways, right? Like they played the least amount of Tejo out of anybody. They ran the double duelist. You know, they were doing stuff that no one else was doing, and they managed to win a Masters off the back of it, beating all the #1 seeds.
Good cover there out of tower. Meteor destroying the drone, keeping Sylvan's position very much hidden here for the moment. Depp trying to tuck back and does manage to get back into sewer. Sliver of HP remaining on him. It's Izu. Knocked down to 1. Salvo's going to be sent loose. Staying stuck here, stagnant behind the box to try to stay alive. 1 HP, looks for it, cannot find it. And that now leaves Buzz on his lonesome. Versus 4. On the approach from the north side, down through arcade. Right now, not quite being watched.
Good round by Zeta. I like it. I like it.
Into position. And critically, he is one of the players with that full armor. Need the second shot, cannot make it happen. 3 players now dangerously low on the side of Zeta, but Buzz needing to try to recover a weapon. Salvo's for now holding him in position. The jump for the Bulldog gonna be recovered. Relay bolt up in the tower, rides the rope. Swaps over the Guardian now in hand. Time starting to tick, Jiggle peek out. Couple shots sent. And will not be able to find a single one. Very nicely done here by Zeta, holding the ground. Just the 1 death. They will go ahead and get themselves on the board in round 3.
Yeah, just a nice coordinated hit here from the north and the south sides of the map. Just kind of putting some pretty big pressure on top of T1 there. Sylvan stuck in a bad spot there. Flushed out in the open a bit by the paint shells.
The hell was that?
Got traded. Well, Izu had a tough time holding the ramp all by himself.
What was that aspect
Nice piece of
ratio?
work here from Zeta. And again, yeah, like Tedesco was talking about, this is probably the map that T1 has struggled on the most. That obviously wasn't Abyss because they only played it once, but this is a good pick. I think, you know, Zeta had to have prepped like crazy for this. Had to know that they could get this map out of T1 potentially, unless it became the T1 permaban.
That's one of the things that was discussed, obviously, around the time that the map pool changes were announced was, okay, it seems to go to Masters, an opportunity for glory, an opportunity to get a trophy, to rack up some championship points. For the other teams, some additional time to prep, to get ready. So onus very much is going to be on Zeta to show what they have prepared. Show what research they've done, what practice they've been able to get. As Izu is just going to be taken down, Salvo is able to find him. Buzz trying to jump across there. The bottom of the site ends up getting picked apart, and Sylvan dead.
Wow, death. Okay, bro.
Follow up with a second
One tapping these people.
Meteor now last one standing, and is not ready for Shota. Flawless round for Zeta.
All right. Zeta up 2-2.
Really nice stuff.
Let's go.
It used to be Clues playing a lot of the breach for Zeta, but here it's going to be XDL who finds tremendous value with the breach util. Gets 2 big assists there, kind of break things open. Hit the stuns to get Izu stuck up on top of
Was
site.
that first round a fluke?
I don't know what he's capable of.
My goodness.
That is absolutely crazy.
Well, this is surely going to slow T1 down quite a bit compared to what we had seen at the very beginning of this map.
Yeah, Buzz does have his ult though, so opportunity here to maybe kind of turn this eco on its head. Saw what he did with it on Pearl against G2.
Depp one away from that showstopper. Shot out Sylvan, just a minor tag. In the shoulder there of XDL. As, yep, getting slowed up. Not going to go blast packing forward. Bounce through that smoke.
like this pause from Zeta, and I'd love to see them use this info that Zeta's getting on the other side of the map to maybe make a pivot. Because you've been pretty obvious about what's going on over here.
He's not spotted anything yet, but Izu slowly crept his way back in. Gets himself in position. Salvo's at the ready in case he starts hearing the rush coming down through Dish. As we can tell, Zeta Division not pivoting, sticking around here. Comes a sight.
Ooh, boy, you got fried up through that wall.
If anyone's there, they'll flush them forward and maybe get that wall bang shot, but that
Damn.
continues. He's able to find it in the end. The headshot there onto Meteor. Into the spray down. Clues again finding value off the salvo. Sylvan going to be taken down. As Depp on a heater. Buzz will be able to find
Crazy.
one, but nothing more. Zeta now.
Depp
in
is
the
going
lead.
crazy right now.
Great patience from Zeta. I thought maybe they could make a pivot. Instead, they just kind of wait things out, figure out exactly how they want to make this execute go. Use that aftershock. Flush stacks out. Just read the timing. Yeah, stacks his number from the get-go there. Depp is sporting a hat today, and he's looking really, really strong. Yep.
Maybe this is just the new look, the new secret.
Just wear a hat.
And just get a hat.
Sure.
It's working for Durka.
That's true. Ooh, Buzz.
Buzz, quick peek out, able to find one. Shota going to be taken down. And swiftly is able to exit before any kind of punish can come through.
Maybe that's what the hat is, just a nod to Durka. How good he's been.
Could very well be the case, but Buzz, hatless. He's looking to pull off a hat trick.
Well, you put it up on Buzz, and then the game's just over with.
Zeta
Apparently.
Across that north side.
I've never been on live television before.
The op setup here.
And already Sylvan trying to scooch back towards the other side. Meteor is pushed all the way down into spawn. Isn't seeing anything, so really here as T1 had an opportunity to potentially play for retake. I mean, the biggest concern is that showstopper, so maybe you can find a way to bait that out. Buzz can dash forward, see if he can get the trigger pulled on it. Meteor, though, just too good.
Got one after the other. Spike now dropped. Sugar Zero will be able to find one. Stops it from being flawless, but Sylvan's there for the finisher, and that's going to tie us up at 3-3. Solid efforts from Buzz and Meteor. Keep things neck and neck. Zeta, however, ton of cash.
Yeah, not the end of the world here, and you've got a couple big ults for Zeta, so you put yourself right back in the lead. You can find the good opportunities to use them. Got to be careful about that operator, though. That's something that don't want to give up those opening kills, especially with a showstopper and an Armageddon available, one away from a Rolling Thunder. So, like, if you can get to the plant, got a really good chance here to get that round.
For a faster hit, blast packs forward. Showstopper's not there off the back of it quite just yet. So wanting the challenge in, get control of the door, get control of this opening corner as Izu. Minor little jump peeks. See what he can spot out.
This is taking a really long time, though. And now you've got a lot of util available to potentially slow down these hits.
It shoves back Meteor. Zeta still pulling the trigger on pushing forward, though. Continuously being slowed up. Buzz getting deeper and deeper on this angle out towards B main.
Sylvan.
Must be peeking in the tree.
Look at this position he's taken. Could kind of basically be an anti-showstopper.
It's going to be Meteor pulling the
This
trigger.
game is ridiculous.
Out, and there you have it. Called it beautifully as Sylvan is
Bro,
able to
ulted the side.
Dead. No value off the rocket.
This game is ridiculous, bro. This is like
Shota kind of needs to be the one to break
this
things.
is like
open here for the
Overwatch.
drop. Flash widely going to be dodged. As he's walled in. I mean, they're perfectly aware of his position.
There's just so much utility, bro. There's just so much utility.
Able to find one, but nothing more there. As it's just a meat grinder here on this site.
Just utility after util, bro. Util after util,
Stabilize
bro.
a bit more, regain the lead 4-3.
I mean, the resurgence from Sylvan has been beautiful, and this is just a great heads-up play. Understanding, you know, with the space that they've given up, he throws down this smoke so he can creep in to play anti-showstopper. That's what he's doing the whole way. He kind of understands, because of where the raised nade was thrown towards the top of ropes, that there's a good chance that that's where Depp's going to be.
Not only that, but also just that the blast packs had already been used. He's going to have to walk in. Can't come in over the top, so quick peek in as soon as he hears the ult being popped.
Exactly.
Fantastic shutdown. And already, even though just 1 round separating, Zeta Division going to be calling a timeout.
Makes sense. I mean, we saw some good stuff from them. Three in a row. Looking like they were just really well coordinated. Dissecting some of these defensive holes that T1 was trying to set up. I like the timeout timing here. You wouldn't really like them to get too many more rounds. You know, attacker side on Fracture, generally a little bit stronger. So if you can get things righted here, get ahead in the score count again, definitely could still pull this map through. But so far, honestly, I mean, Zeta looks decent. I'm really kind of very pleasantly surprised with kind of the coordination and the consistency we're seeing.
Plenty more rounds to be played out. Let's see what the call ends up being, though, off the back of this. 2 ults actively wasted in the previous round. See if they can utilize the ones that they do have available to try to tie things up once again. As at the moment, T1 building up a decent economy. Quick little turn away, and the repeat from Buzz is absolutely gorgeous.
Telling you, bro, you get buzzing up, he's just taking over the game, bro. It just ain't fair.
Pinged down, Shorty at the ready in case anyone's scaling forward in the tower. No one there quite just yet. Forced away, though, by the Aftershock. Blues just looking to try to stun him up continuously, but the Aftershock is there. As well as the relay bolt to just hold these people in position. And with the orbital over the top, Sylvan.
G.
Oh, he just absolutely melts Clues. 2 players now left standing. T1 have every single read, every single idea of their position. Shot on the jiggle, gonna go wide. Buzz thinking about re-peeking here from bench. Meteor does end up getting dropped. So they're gonna try to
honestly, if they would just make it to where you get 1 piece of utility each, and it doesn't recharge, then the game would be a lot better, bro.
Given its position, surely.
Like, I don't know why they're doing the whole recharge thing. Like, just give them 1 piece of utility,
onto the B site,
and the game will just be much better. Like, for example, Tahoe rockets. Why does Tahoe rockets recharge every like 40 seconds? Why?
Does manage to get another, but in the end,
that just makes the game. It just makes the game impossible to play. You're telling me I can take control of 2 parts of the maps within 40 seconds of each other, and still have like 30 seconds to work with?
Buzz is really feeling it with that operator, but then you're able to use that orbital strike in 2 different ways.
Like if you're most likely using Tahoe rockets at the beginning of the round to take control of like something.
There's also a great delay there from Stax using his Aftershock to keep Buzz safe. It's really good coordination from T1. Able to pinch Zeta. Meteor with the quick lurk as well.
Buzz.
He just Tahoe rocket A main in case you didn't see that. And then they Tahoe rocket back here.
A little bit of damage done.
I think.
Kill to not be found, and Buzz unable to hit the vertical flick.
Or no, they Tahoe rocket here. I'm sorry.
Down. 2-player advantage now here for the side of Zeta Division.
So T1 did A main, and then they did arcade.
Seemingly overheating a bit too much.
If you're not playing Tahoe in this meta, bro, you're just throwing.
One over fast and then quieted up. I'd have heard the footsteps above him or something, but just going to shift over towards A. T1 decides to gamble with their weaker forces and send them all over to B.
I feel like when you shift over the rope, it should play like elevator music.
That'd be kind of nice.
It's a nice little relaxed little, you know, just little ride.
Yeah.
No.
So devs,
nobody wants elevator
just an
music.
idea.
Sure.
You make elevator music, I make elevator music.
Exactly. Well, now site going to be taken. Meteor does slide forward. Spike just now starting to get planted. Aftershock at the ready.
Like what are you supposed to do?
Late. Orbital strike to try to slow things up, and Izu noted, dealt with. Back over at
Tahoe breach blast.
Into halls. Stack up.
So much detail for no reason, bro.
Separate. It's only going to be good for 1.
But they still won the round.
Doing well. Go ahead, pick up another round win. Keep things very close.
Yeah, and the adjustments coming through from Zeta. Really nice from Clues on the opening. To kind of overstack that angle.
You should get like, okay, for example, you should get 1 breach done, and that's it. You should get, you know, like
a little greedy there. Pays the price.
Well, yeah,
That
like
opens up the map
example for
Zeta
Brim. None of
nicely.
Brim's utility respawns.
Work their way through to the other side. Get a pretty clean win there. Still enough money for another op though. For T1. Getting aggressive.
Brim is an example of a balanced character. Someone that's good, but someone that's not too overpowered.
I mean, Isu's been playing the same position pretty much every single time. Sends up the salvos before the suppression can come through. So Garden going to be taking away his weapon. Swaps over now to the classic. Stuck on it, but Rolling Thunder sent
All
out.
that work they did. They pressed their ults. They baited the breach ult out. Now the Molly's out. Now we know they don't have breach ult or Molly, and we still have a minute to work with.
That ultimate to wear off.
Pushes them all over towards Buzz. The op dialed in on the angle. Finds the first step, going to be shut down. Clues noted here on the linger. This does maybe make T1 think that this is still going to be an attack on this site. So Buzz continues to be on an island by himself, but now the call comes in for the pivot back.
Yeah, Zeta just very wary of trying to deal with Buzz. They don't seem to be able to conjure an answer just yet. Although Clues has gotten a little bit ahead of Sylvan's angle.
30 seconds left.
This is maybe a little bit difficult.
Isu going to be taken out. Sylvan trying to play close on the angle. Finds the first. Swings in. Looks for a little bit more, but can't quite steady the spray. Sugar Zero able to win it out, but now Meteor out from drop. Has him lined up. Going to have to be all in the back here of Sugar Hero. An ace clutch, the spike, however, still there in Halls, and the time is just not on his side. Meteor picks himself up at 3K.
I mean, brother, like, what are we supposed to do?
In at least 6 rounds and a half.
They're so clean, they're so coordinated. Like the push and pull, not much in terms of overextending. Like Sylvan goes for that second, and he has every right to. A flash had just come through there. It just had worn off.
What is his aspect ratio, bro?
Meteor with a phenomenal little angle.
That aspect ratio is crazy.
From drop. Gets 3 for his hard work. Letting out a little bit of a sarcastic Naisu buzz, though, again. A lot of players underneath these scopes.
Oh, spots it out and needs to make his exit. Oh, sticks around, goes for a repeat. There's no aftershock coming his way, or rather, fault line coming his way until this very moment. And now, it's far too late. The pump fake here from Zeta, inadvertent or not, ends up working an absolute treat. Zixtiel happily scoops up the operator for
Now see, since he used the breach stun to take this space, he shouldn't get another one. He shouldn't get another breach stun.
Some salvos out.
But it will recharge.
Positions necessary, but Zeta Division still in control, able to get a safe plan.
Maybe a little premature with that ultimate. They weren't really able to take the space they wanted. A counter ultimate, buy a little bit more time.
Solid idea, Izu. Suspecting cross out from default. Shelta able to find one here at drop. Sylvan trades it out. Ends up getting swiftly dealt with as Depp finds the headshot. And in the end, it's going to be just a very solid crossfire setup here from Zeta Division. 5-6. Potential to get us tied up here at the half.
I think what's really encouraging here for Zeta Division fans is you're seeing good adjustments. You're seeing them kind of figure out, okay, well, we've caught Buzz, maybe, but he's been re-aggressing on these angles when he's had the op. So let's make sure we have a plan for this. Let's throw the fault line out there just in case. Let's clear those angles.
It's that same guy!
I love that guy.
He's still there!
My guy. I love how he's just there and fired up every time. Let's get him out here to the studio. What does that take?
About, I don't know, $200 for a round trip flight.
Yeah, Zeta fans, let's get on that. Oh, that drone see Zeta on the other side of the map, but a lot of exchange of utility there over by Arcade. That's going to be a change of direction for Zeta. They're going to try set up a bit of an A crunch. Well, now you definitely know Zota's there, but he's going to pull off. He's going to check for the flank. I mean, you got to be wary as any team going up against Meteor. You never know when he's just going to be slow walking his way.
Oh, that's a headshot.
Buzz.
Still sticking around, sent to the relay bolt. Now we'll look to back away. I believe he trains weapons here. Guardian over to Izu, picks up the Phantom. Slow, steady exploration here from Zeta Division. Make the call to shift over towards the B site. Meteor here to try to hold things up. Thorns do go out. Overdrive pop from Buzz, chasing in from behind.
30 seconds left.
Pops the wall. Just gonna have to try to wait this one out. Meteor not quite prepared there for the bounce across.
Wow.
ACL able to find two. Sylvan just not steadying these sprays.
He just whipped. Shit happened.
Shock now going to be sent to Izu.
Oh, we got to get the bomb though. Someone's got to get the bomb.
That one kill, 12 seconds now remaining as they have to get the spike plant, but there's no further way to delay.
Buzz is on the flank. Do they know he's on the flank?
Seems like Stacks is suspicious about it, now has it confirmed. It's a couple shots through the wall, but Sugar Zero is there to cover. It's now just down to Izu and Buzz, who's just now arriving. Working his way up through B main. Finds the first, denies the Rose. Shota, however, able to find one.
That's
gonna
crazy.
Be 6 and 6 at the half. From a
6
very
and
hot
6.
start into a solid run.
T1
back.
versus Zeta. 6 to 6. Who would have thought Zeta would?
Very damn improved.
Oh yeah, no, they're really clean here. A little bit whiffy from Sylvan, but XDL doing a nice job just readjusting that angle and the aim. Finding that second big kill. And they're doing a great job of pushing and pulling off of each other, playing as a team. Really good reactions overall. Again, the thing that I'm really impressed with is their adjustments, their ability to, on the fly, find solutions to some of the dilemmas that T1 is creating for them. Particularly Buzz's op, that right off the rip had some really big impact, and then they're like, okay, let's dial in, let's make sure that's dealt with, and then we can kind of figure it out the rest of the way. But 6-6 on Fracture on an attacker's side, I don't know. That might be enough.
We'll have to see. It was obviously side selection here for T1.
True.
So maybe anticipating to get a little bit of a better score at the half. Still saw some smiles out on the players' faces there on stage, so I don't think they're stressing too hard quite just yet.
And some teams will take their worst side, which is kind of weird, but it's sort of like a, if we can do well on our worst side of the map.
All we need to do is get this much.
Yeah, exactly.
That kind of mentality.
Exactly. And a lot of fans supporting both sides, of course. T1 probably made a few new ones after Masters Bangkok. And we go over towards Zeta's defenders half. T1 just stacked up, looking like they're gonna brute force their way towards A, which Zeta has literally zero defenses at. They're just going for the crunch. I mean, this makes a lot of sense. T1 was doing a lot of this on this map where they were kind of spreading out on the north side and trying to go through Arcade or trying to go through Dish. So Zeta trying to counter that. See what the follow-up is. Buzz on site.
The one to lead the charge says, yeah, everything's pretty much open for business. The rest of the team, however, taking their time to scale forward. Stacks now going for the corner plant. Just trying to spam across, but it's the hair off with the setup.
Gives you a little bit
5v5 retake
to control that spot.
Izu there, dropped, able to find one. Sugar Zero coming away with another. Stacks can be eliminated, but
what?
Both of them running out of bullets and depth. Look at that Sheriff at the ready fast enough. Comes away with the kill. Crossfire from Meteor though, the 1-2 tap. Now it's all down to depth. The relay bolt there at his feet. The frenzy and range will get the job done. Another pistol going the way of T1 as they regain the lead.
Yeah, nice attempt here from Zeta, but T1 given a free sight and allowed to get into post plants, a fearsome foe. No other way about it. Run out of bullets there. Oh man, that was almost 2 for Sugar Zero. Instead, it's 2 for Meteor. Holding the angle from A main. It's just kind of a hard read attempt by Zeta. T1 just kind of changes up some of their tendencies that we've seen throughout the year. Catches them off guard enough. And that's 3 rifles, a couple pistols.
A little bit of a pivot here for T1, so just the Sheriff there. Paint shells to try to slow up the approach, but oh my god.
Oh boy.
They just have them all absolutely trapped. They're collapsing in from both sides. Kills immediately found. Meteor, instantaneous with a headshot. You're wondering, why didn't Meteor buy anything better than a Sheriff?
He doesn't need anything better.
No, he does not.
I think that's something we've learned over the last couple years. Is give Meteor a Sheriff and he's just as good as
Just ask Heretics. Well, firmly in control, looking for a flawless. Shota and XTL very much in position to try to go down to the spike, but instead, it will just be Sylvan and Stacks with an aftershock. Go ahead, lock in the flawless, and get T1 back up by 2 rounds.
I mean, it's another one of these rounds where we see these util smothers that T1's able to put together. You know, I think it's a flash, it's a stun, they're coming from 2 different angles. The relay bolt as well getting involved. I mean, that's beautiful, beautiful Valorant from the side of T1. And just kind of business as usual there for Stacks. Trying to get the read. Now they're going to shift over to that side of the map that they've been really favoring. But they're going to send Izu back over to kind of back up Meteor. Set up an A crunch. Maybe wait out the stealth drone. Just try to clear it with 1. Yeah, try to hide Izu's presence.
Yeah. Well,
now, okay, why?
Immediately say like, yep, it's me, I'm here. Here's my drone. Buzz trying to pinch from the back though.
Well,
is in a bit of a peculiar position, but the flash is so damn good. Depp fully blinded up, no idea what was about to hit him. As XTL slowly drifting out of the smoke, the spray gonna be a little bit wild. Sylvan is there to collect. XTL gonna be taking down Buzz. Spammed out a bit through the box, down to 30 HP. The time, however, still burning away. Zeta need to make a go of this, and they need to do it fast. Buzz the first to fall, finding 1, Meteor. Picked off, but there comes the salvos for the delay to be found at the fault line, rather, on the back end. Stacks forced out of position for a brief little moment, just trying to deny any potential way to peek in, but looks like the call's been made. Zeta realizing that this is just going to be unassailable. They can't buy themselves enough space, not enough time, so they will have to go for a 3-person save as T1 convert their bonus here in the second half.
It's just the fact that you're able to get Buzz in there kind of without too much resistance, and then a great flash from Stacks. He has been really on point with the breach util. I mean, you kind of come to expect it. It is, I'd say it's a signature agent throughout the years.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, so kind of come to expect that he's going to be nailing great flashes, great fault lines, great aftershocks. I mean, his aftershocks have been really impressive with the way that he's been able to delay when they were on the other side of the map. He's got an aftershock kill in the books as well. Ooh. Oh.
Okay, well, multi-player face in towards Dish. Gonna be 1 apiece here.
Depp's got a Marshall.
Something that certainly can get damage dealt. But for now, Zeta's starting to rethink things. Meteor creeping forward. I don't think he's going to be ready for this player that's right here on his left-hand side. These Vice just shoulder to shoulder, but still able to find the first. Sugar Zero just quickly find the punish, keeping things nice and even as far as the numbers are concerned. Weaponry still going to be in the favor of T1. Zeta Division absolutely have an opportunity to try to turn this round on its head.
It's a little bit unfortunate for Zeta. Oh, caught in the back is Buzz though.
Just not paying attention to main. Kills found. Izu trying to push forward. Catch a glimpse here as the weapon pickup was spotted. Yeah, Izu ready for that. Gets the punish, but Sugar Zero.
Zeta actually putting up a fight right now.
Going to be the cleanup coming through. So Zeta Division finally finding a bit of a breather here in the second half.
And this is all about the pace at Zeta taking some map space very quickly. Catches Buzz completely off guard. He's the one who gets the first kill clear on the other side. And that Zeta, if he just sticks hugging the wall there, he's going to bump into Meteor and maybe get that kill before Meteor can react. Instead, he kind of drifts right in front of him. But all's well that ends well. Zeta able to find a much-needed win there, because otherwise the economy was going to get a little bit awkward potentially, but able to come through, give themselves a little bit of a chance. It is a Steel Garden available for Meteor already. A couple away from some other alts, but Depp has a showstopper. Sugar Zero 2 away from the orbital strike. T1 looking to set up maybe one of these big ol' executes. Playing a little bit further back though is Zeta.
Position.
And I like this from Depp.
As long as this drone doesn't get the suppress, which it will not, could just go up and over the top here. As for now, Paint Shell going to be let loose. Showstopper at the ready.
Oh, Meteor.
Meteor pushing forward, surely. Depp doesn't lose another one. Yeah, he will not. He's able to plant that right at Meteor's feet. The kill found. A 1-for-1 exchange thus far. The spike brought forward Stacks. Center sight getting the plant down. Zeta in position to try to go for a flood retake. Not that much utility to try to get it going. Molly to the side. Sylvan kind of asleep at the wheel. Sugar Zero.
That is crazy. He got
out,
that.
Finds him. Buzz stunned up here in tower.
That Brim was just like falling asleep.
Back to try to hold the line. Relay bolt catching on a one. Buzz
Fred.
able to find the first kill.
Reach
Stacks
out,
now
coming out,
sending
flash.
out the rolling to the flash.
Stacks.
He's able to find Chota.
2v2.
The salvos
Man.
now for the delay.
Tejo and Breach, bro.
Back around through it main. The defuse starting to be held. Gets it up to half. The swing out clues. Pulls off the defuse. Finds the first, but Izu wins out the fight. Clues trusting the Tep to be able to get the kill. Ends up biting him in the rear. It's a Red Bull clutch as T1 get up to double digits.
And that just showcases the power of the Tejo Breach combos. What you're able to do in those post plants is so frustrating, especially when you've got the ult for Stacks. He's able to buy some time, uses the flash to guarantee the kill. And Izu's all the way down in the sewers. First sends out the salvos, then can use the concuss and just walk up the ramp there to finish the job really nicely.
My damn foot
held there
itching,
by
boy.
the two initiators of T1.
Like my
timeout.
like ankle area.
Zeta.
Yes, it is.
Guess it might be
second
these shots.
timeout
I'm
call.
gonna take these bitches out.
Zeta Division still in a position where they can run this back. Just 3 rounds separating. Money should be a little bit scattered for them. We'll take a closer look at it once we get out of here, but needs to start from here. Don't want to allow flip your side upside down, sign upside down. But there you go. First one got it.
Okay, yay! High five.
So that needs to start from here. T1 don't want to let them get back in with the momentum.
No, it's a scary opponent for sure. Give them any kind of confidence, and we've seen what they can do with that. Or hell, even when they don't have confidence, we've seen what they can do. So a judge for Sugar Zero, a rifle for Depp,
Weapons up.
and everyone else. A couple classics and a sheriff. No armor for Zeta or Clues. It's going to be a tough one. Trying to use some of this util to stymie the hit of T1. They just patiently waited out. Oh, push and pull.
They're going to be taking down the overdrive. Not going to find much depth. Trick one back as XTL trying to find the second shot, and he will. Izu Stacks will pick apart, but scattered chaos as those wall bank shots come his way. XTL not sure which way to look. The pinch comes in. Smoke down, Sugar Zero. Does have a judge, but he's just going to get caught drifting out of it. Sylvan with a 3K. Ensure that the timeout does not lead to a round win. T1 2 away from taking Zeta's map pick.
I just, you know, T1 is so good at these little micro adjustments. They're coming at you from a couple different angles. You know, even though Zeta's just trying to get ahead of this arcade hit, some phenomenal shots from XDL, goodness. But the crunch was coming through the ramp as well. And they didn't really have anything to deal with that. You know, an eco round and you're trying to commit all your eggs into a bigger basket. See if you can get ahead of T1, and T1 wisely just being a little bit patient, buying that extra time for the players to come up the ramp. Hello, Mr. Stealth Drone.
Goodbye. Does he suspect? Well, now he knows. Rolling Thunder will surely be Izu's demise, but no, Clues, he's stunned in. He's slowed up.
That's
the orbital
crazy.
doesn't matter. Buzz collects the kill. But this looks so good. It looks like such a fantastic trap here by Zeta. But they just can't find an Izu. This man can't die.
He's not dying, bro.
I know, a little bit painful. But, I mean, good God. I mean, Izu asked, he said, oh, did no one mention me?
Dude.
Did no one mention my name when we're talking about the great players?
Look, I will mention him, and I will mention that I voted for him for MVP at Masters. That's all I'll say.
Well, they weren't talking. Should have been. Certainly are now. What a hold. What a way to just turn the trap play on its head. I mean, Izu's looking like he's a mouse from Mousetrap.
I mean, you just, with depth there too, it's shocking to see.
Can't catch this guy.
No, but this should never happen. He didn't even have his damn gun out yet. Depth still just couldn't quite find the shots in time. Second one, very nice from Izu.
I said Mousetrap, meant Mouse Hunt. The children's movie from 1997.
What? I don't know if I've ever even heard of that movie. I know the board game Mousetrap.
Yeah.
That was a cool little game.
Yeah, meant Mouse Hunt. My bad. Sorry to all my 90s kids out there.
Way to disappoint them. Well,
5 rounds is what it's going to take here for Zeta. Try to get themselves back into this map. Smoke's coming through. The shots.
Oh, no.
Shotar, absolutely gorgeous, though. Woo. Vicious for Buzz. Finds Sylvan. Meteor only able to answer one back. Sugar Zero will be taking down the wall at main to hold them in position here for the time being. Meteor scales forward in the tower, swings out moments before his weapon would be wrested from his hands, and he's able to find one, brings it back now into a 3v3.
That looks so good. Zeta just had a great read on what that execute would look like and the timing of it. Smokes come down and he just starts shooting through. Going to use the Armageddon from Izu to make sure they could try to get there. Meteor gets a third.
XCL just looking for something, but only met with death. Meteor will get taken down, but Death now traded the Rolling Thunder in his face. Clues, the last one standing, tucks back, is able to dodge out the ultimate, but can he find the shot? Spots one player. As Izu quietly plays it here behind the box, hears all of his movements.
Oh.
Plays ring around the rosy with him. The stun, does he go for it? Certainly not. Izu, you cannot do it like that! 13-7 as T1 take down Zeta Division on their map pick of Fracture in disgusting fashion.
Well, I think Izu, with that, people gonna be talking for sure after that knife. For sure. You should have been talking about him already, okay? He was very, very good during Masters. And had a couple huge rounds there. The T1 showcasing on Zeta's map pick why they are your current reigning Valorant champions of Masters. Not a champions, that's still EDG, but anyway.
Sometimes the verbiage gets a little confusing.
I know.
Either way.
Y'all know what I mean.
Yes. They are the Masters in this series, it would seem, at least for now, but Zeta, some very good looks in that first half, being able to make it 6-6, but just a singular round on the defense. Far too rough here for them. Still some good individual moments. Sugar Zero still continuing to frag, but unfortunately, it's just not quite fully coming together. Then again, you are playing against T1. This is another squad. Who knows? Zeta, it's likely to be a hell of a lot more competitive.
I really like most of what I saw from Zeta, to be honest. It felt improved from what we saw in kickoff. And like the desk was talking about, that's kind of what is most important right now for Zeta Division.
Absolutely. But for T1, still insane. I mean, Izu coming away with the kills there is just disgusting, and then he finishes it all off with a little bit of Tondo Gaming. The knife into the back to send us over to our second map. That's going to be split, one that Zeta themselves very well versed with, but for now we'll pass things back over to the analyst desk.
I really liked what Zeta was doing there, like as we were talking earlier, as the casters were discussing just now. But my God, not only T1 bring things back into control. Yeah, that Tondo Gaming, that knife kill at the end of the map, like, woo, what a reminder, like, yo, we are the Masters champions, and yeah.
It was smooth and comfy for T1, I would say, especially in that second half when they get across to their defense. They didn't feel troubled at all. It was, you know, I do think positive signs for Zeta. They put up a good fight in that first half. It wasn't entirely possible, like, to carry that through, but, you know, it wasn't nothing. It wasn't an absolute blowout.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think, look, Sugar Zero was definitely the standout for Zeta individually. I think they had some great ideas, but there was just like a little bit of a firepower diff. No one really went missing on T1. A couple of individuals, despite the fact that you've had some roles shuffled. I think it was Clues who was previously on the breach, and XTL's on the breach. Clues has been thrown onto the Teo, but I don't think it's really changed too much firepower-wise.